It ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna try and they're gonna make it do it tomorrow because Annie gonna have something.
All right, bye, Kenzie. Thank you. See you later. All right, Coach, we can ready to get up on here.
All right, bye.
Get ready to put the link on Facebook so everybody can see it. Boom. I'll title it later on. A little bit late, fellas, but you know this is what I do. GD Fitz, Tell the Truth Sports Talk. We going in the Baltimore Sports Nation. We going over here to Taz TV 410. Got a lot to talk about real quick, and we are primarily talking. Hopefully, all of the ruckus in my background don't really affect what's going down. But we getting ready to talk about upper echelon NBA players of all time. So I got into a little bit of a debate today in reference to players being in the upper echelon of the NBA ranking. So kind of break it down to you. The upper echelon and what we were saying were the elite guys in the NBA's history. The Bill Russells, the Wilt Chamberlains, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, and et cetera. And it's an elite company because these are the guys that I always felt were generational talents, able to actually take over, come onto a team, build a team around those guys, and then proceed to win not only just regular season games, but win championships, MVPs, accolades, and such. So I'm reaching out to a couple people. I know they're gonna all join on later, but I got my guy Coach Dunn, Forest Park, AD, doing big things over there with the young ladies. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm blessed, dog. You know, I got the little picture in the background because I'm missing being in the gym. I ain't been there in a couple of weeks. You know, they shut us down. So
right. Then I got my guy, one of the BSN faithful loyalist players coming out of Woodlawn High. My guy Swole. What's up, Swole? What's going on with you tonight?
What's going on, good, bro?
I spoke to the captain. I'm sorry, the co-captain of the reigning, defending BSN champions. What's up, Shorty? It's been a minute.
Shit might not go down, huh? Might have to wait till the summertime, huh?
No, hey, look, man, I'm pushing forward. I'm trying to get a gym, but you know, I'm still dealing with this COVID stuff like everybody else. I'm working on it. I thought I had something in place a month ago, but that kind of got thrown back in my face. So I got something coming. Don't trip.
Oh, you ain't going back out the Salvation Army?
We go all around Baltimore. I'm trying to get over to West Baltimore for you West Baltimoreans. You feel me?
Okay.
Just bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Just bear with me.
Okay.
I'm working.
Ain't
I'm
no
always
wrong with that.
You know what I mean? Y'all want it, so a lot of you West Baltimore guys need a West Baltimore site, right? So I'm trying to get it.
Well, I see what's up with the fantasy football? Did everybody pay their money?
Yeah, we on that too. I'll talk about that on another day after we get off the Fitz. I got it though. I got you. I
was just making sure, man. You know, Mo wanted me to ask because you know he in the championship. He in the championship against Mo Platter, so you know what I'm saying he feeling good because I left Antonio Brown on the bench and he went crazy.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I ain't know what's going on. I pissed away $1,800 because I'm reading the injury report. I'm thinking that Mike Evans not playing. Chris Godwin ain't playing. So I'm like, I'm about to pick up this young receiver, what's his name? Taylor Johnson. He ain't even get no catches. He ain't give me no points. So that hurt me.
I bet you it did hurt.
On the bench.
I bet you it did hurt. I did the same thing in my other fantasy league, so I know exactly the feeling. I know exactly.
I put I put Markel Harmon on the bench. Markel Harmon ended up scoring 12 points. That would have put me right in the championship. Even with Tyler Henneke struggling and only getting me 7 points.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
That's all good. Can't win them all, right?
You're right. But let me give you the breakdown on what we're talking about tonight. So what we're talking about, if you see my background that I got up right now, is upper echelon NBA players. Now, if you kind of lean it down a little bit so you can see, as you can see, you got Kareem, you got Wilt, you got Bill Russell, LeBron, Jordan, just to name a few, right?
Right.
I want to ask both of you guys, and I'm going to actually start off with Coach Dunn. What is your definition of an upper echelon player?
At least 10 years. You got to have 10 great years, my bad. Not good, great years.
Okay.
I mean, because you have those great players that have 5 great years, but if you upper echelon, you got to do it for a period of time. Like, it got to be more than 5.
Okay.
You know, just like with Biggie, he probably would have been the greatest of all time if he lasted longer, you know. But his body of work definitely speaks for itself, but it wasn't enough. So I'm you got to be at least 10 years. So
a minimum of 10 great years. So what's your definition of upper echelon talent?
They had to been the franchise player for 10 years, carrying a franchise for 10 years. Turned them into whatever they was to a winning franchise for 10 years. Mm-hmm. For me, that's what I feel like they had to carry their franchise. They had to win. I ain't gonna say I had to win a ring, but definitely had to carry their franchises. You know, everybody can't win rings by themselves. I feel like Dominique Wilkins is an echelon player, but he ain't never won a ring. One of my favorite power forwards, Barkley, is an upper echelon player, but he never won a ring. But, yeah, man, 10 plus years is right. They had to been at the peak of their game for 10 years. Like, no decline.
All right, so here's
how many do we put in there, though?
Well, that's what I'm going at. So where I'm going to get to it is the discussion that I had among some of my guys that we usually do the show with today was when LeBron James retires, we're going to have a gap in the league, kind of like we had from Jordan from 98 until, let's say, 2002, when that guy, when you knew he was head and shoulders above the rest, you won't have that player in the NBA, and it'll be a long drought before we get that next person. So my rebuttal, hold on. My rebuttal on that was, I think we already have some players right now in the league that can be head and shoulders over the rest. One of those guys that I mentioned was Kevin Durant. The other guy that I mentioned was Steph Curry, because those two dudes are that dominant. I was told, no, they aren't those upper echelon type guys. So I asked them, and I wish they were able to get on, because I know when I do this again, because I am going to get another video and another podcast with this, and I want to bring on everybody on the Zoom to do that, because I like it when you have more than just all 3 voices. I wanted to have as many voices that know the game, played the game at high levels, so we can actually do this full breakdown. So when I asked the question, I said, well, what do you consider as upper echelon? And how can you say guys like the KD or Seth is not considered in that elite of elite upper echelon players? So the reason that I posted the picture that I have on my background is because when I look at that list, just right there alone, all of those guys were head and shoulders better than the talent that were playing. That's even Larry Bird, Duncan at some point, because like we just said, 10 years of dominance and changing a franchise around is the minimum. I watched Tim Duncan do it for almost 20 years with the Spurs. From the time he got into the league until he retired, they never missed the playoffs. They always won 50 games, and they won 5 rings. That's head and shoulders above the rest, upper echelon talent.
Who's that next to Shaq?
That's Wilt.
Okay.
That's Wilt. Oh, that's Kareem, and that's Bill Russell, right, left. Again, upper echelon talent. even between Jordan, Kobe, and Magic. So
people won't give Duncan a credit because the game wasn't flashy. It was too basic in a league where we was pushing athleticism. Duncan really ain't displayed too much athleticism, so people always overlook Duncan and his resume because it wasn't flashy.
Yeah, that's the fans overlooking, but not the players. The players always say,
yeah, the players say he the best power forward or one of the best power forwards, but the fans will be like, oh yeah, because personally, I got KG over him, but that's just a fan. KG just he reminded me of how I played. I actually got my intensity from him, watching him how he played the game and approached the game. It just reminded me, like, yeah, I just played with that emotion. And we had the same kind of slim build. I was like, dang, he made it to the league. I know I can make it to the league. Shit, we about the same size. And when I seen Durant, I'm like, damn, I got a shot. Like Durant, little like me. Like, what? I just ain't realized how fucking nice these motherfuckers was. Like, great.
I know
So I played Durant. I was like, damn. Like, I'm nowhere near this good.
Yeah, I know that feeling. They told me I was too short. I'm 6'7".
But that's also evolution. You get what I'm saying? That's the evolution of the game. But that's a whole nother topic. So let's stay on.
So how many years have Greek been in the league? 9?
Well, that's what we going at though. See, so you already dropping the nuggets. That's what we going at.
So I was about to say his name too.
So because I'm looking at it like this. Just look at Greek. Greek was a project coming into the league. Nobody even expected him to be the number one guy in Milwaukee. Because remember, at the time, they thought it was Jabari Parker, right?
Right.
So this young man developed his game, progressed every year, won most improved player in the league, took his team to the playoffs, became the number one option in Milwaukee, went on to win 2 MVPs, the defensive player of the year. Then he just won a championship in the finals MVP. And he's only in year 8.
He only been in year 8.
He's not even at that 10-year minimum yet.
He came. He was like what, 18 when he came?
Yes, and he's only 25.
So when you saying that of people saying that the league ain't in good hands when LeBron roll out, that's false because Greek in year 8, and look at his resume.
Well, and that's why I want to make sure the word is correct. I ain't saying that they're saying the league is not going to be in good shape. They're saying there won't be that player that is head and shoulders better than everybody. Like when we see LeBron,
Greek is head and shoulders better than everybody because he do it on both ends of the floor.
That's why I like it. Now you just said it. That's why I like him. And I think he will be the one. But what I'm getting at in my debate was I think Kevin Durant and Steph Curry are head and shoulders over a lot of players as well. It's just
scoring wise, not on both ends, just scoring wise.
Okay,
they can fill it up. They can fill it up, but Durant a more better defender than Steph Curry, but Steph Curry is a liability on defense.
Okay,
liability. He's great. Ever lace him up. He can fill it up. But again, he hasn't shown in the finals that he's that man.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people who Steph Curry fans, they got to realize Steph ain't never averaged over 20 points in the finals. And was he a finals MVP?
No.
Yeah, because KD got 2 of them, Iggy got 1.
Iggy got the other.
Yeah, so he got a league MVP.
2 of them.
2 of them. But he ain't got the finals.
Yeah.
So.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. In that finals when Iggy got his, to me personally, LeBron should have been the MVP.
I don't know.
He could have been. But they're not going to reward a loser. They never reward a loser for one.
He averaged a triple-double with, and I'm just listening to where I'm going at. LeBron averaged a triple-double with a starting lineup of Timothy Mozgov, Richard Jefferson, Matthew Dellavedova, and J.R. Smith.
But you can't overlook that. You can't overlook that because he also won an NBA Finals with Timothy Mozgov, Tristan Thompson.
That's the difference in what I'm talking about. Because when he won in Cleveland, it was Thompson, Kevin Love,
Kyrie,
and Kyrie. So
Timothy Mozgov was the reason. Timothy Mozgov and Dellavedova won that NBA Finals for LeBron
in 2006.
Because Timothy Mozgov guarded the rim. He protected the rim.
Richard Thompson played more minutes than him in that series.
It don't make a difference about the minutes. It's what a person do.
Tristan was averaging a double, right?
Yes.
Tristan was having a double-double. He's getting a lot of offensive rebounds.
And Kyrie had a 40-point game in the same game as LeBron, back-to-back games.
Yeah, but I tell people it's your intangible players who win the NBA Finals for you, right? Because when Golden State got their first one, Iggy was the one who slowed LeBron down. He didn't contain him.
When he scores 30 points a game, bro. That's not slow. That's called in stretches. Oh, I got him in this one spot to help him win. But again, when you got one guy guarding LeBron and then everybody's flashing at LeBron because they're daring Matthew Dellavedova to beat you, I'd do that all day. I would love
it also take coaching.
Agreed.
Coaching plays a big part.
So let me ask you this question. 2 years ago, would Kawhi be in that list?
Well, upper echelon?
Yeah. I
say no. And the reason why I don't consider him an upper echelon is his durability. He gets hurt a lot.
I'm talking about 2 years ago when he was coming off Toronto.
And what he did in Toronto, I'll also say no because I always play this what if a little bit. I'll say no because if KD plays that series, Golden State wins easy. But the injuries is what to me I thought killed that series.
The only reason I don't give Kawhi the nod is because it's just like is like the prisoner of the moment in basketball. You took advantage of, your opportunity, like how the Miami Heat took advantage of the bubble. They took advantage and they ran the table in the bubble and then lost in the NBA Finals. And then Atlanta Hawks took advantage of their opportunity and made it to the finals.
Well, they took the guy who didn't want to dunk a ball at the rim.
Yeah. But I mean,
sorry, Coach. I know. I'm sorry. I had to hit you with that.
It all.
I had to hit you with the Philly move. My bad.
I mean, Philly need to stop holding on to Ben Simmons. Like they go ahead and just
hold on to him. We ain't trying to hold on to him, but he ain't trying to leave either.
I mean,
he gonna end up in LA.
What is they holding on to him for though? Like
trying to get value for him.
What value do you see out there for him though?
I don't see nothing though. It ain't about what
right.
They just not. They think he's something that he think he's something that he's not. But they think they can, if they would have got rid of him 2 years ago when I said they could have got a big time player. Now they're getting draft picks and average players. They ain't gonna get nobody.
But to be honest with you, that's what they need. They need average. They don't need superstars.
We do because Embiid, he ain't durable. Like he get hurt a lot. So
and that's why Embiid will never be an upper echelon. So now let me ask y'all real quick because I don't want to jump off topic real quick. Upper echelon players. So for me, I got Michael Jordan, obviously, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Kareem, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell.
Right.
Those to me are the upper echelon elite right there.
Okay.
And I personally think it's kind of hard to put, and he's on the outside going in. It's hard to put KD or Chef in that conversation today because they're still playing with a guy like LeBron who is still playing at a high level, and everybody sees LeBron is still LeBron, even though he's on the decline. When I say the decline, he's at the back end of his career, but he's still playing top 5, top 10 level of basketball. Whereas,
I put KD went toe to toe with LeBron.
That's why I think KD should be there because he did go.
He got 10 years in. He got 10 years in too. He fit the
what are we classifying as echelon for LeBron? Because it's for me, it's like.
Well, that's why I asked the definition.
It's wasted stats for me though. Like a lot of his games and stuff like that be wasted stats for me. Like the other night, last night, right? He had 8 threes. He got 30, whatever, 36. And then now you sit back and try and get your teammates involved. Like we can't keep all his career, we still in year 18, 19, we still asking for that killer.
You don't think he got that killer in him now?
No, and it's showing. It's showing because it's like you losing in the sorry ass team. You can't even touch a player, and I just feel like LeBron should be out there averaging 40.
So did Steph Curry have a wasted season last year? Because he put up empty stats too. They ain't even make the playoff.
I didn't. The only reason I said he didn't have an empty season because he took a bag full of lemons to the playoffs, to the play-in game.
But if he upper echelon, they gotta make the playoffs, right? Ain't no excuse.
I mean, they played the Lakers in the what's calling. He lost what? About 4 points.
He lost to Memphis, didn't he?
They lost to Memphis the next day.
Right.
The next day, but they lost to LeBron and them the first day.
But you upper echelon, you gotta get in.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tough one for me. And the only reason why I say it's a tough one is because I watched them push for the 8th seed. They got it. Then they played against a Lakers team that, in my opinion, underperformed. Like flat out, they underperformed. LeBron wasn't 100%. Neither was AD. They underperformed the whole season, just like they're doing this year. And they went out there and they won. The Lakers won on LeBron hitting a 35-foot three with no time on the shot clock and only 35 seconds left in the game. So that there was like, damn, you lost that game. And then the Memphis game, Chef did everything he could, but that's when the role players got to step up too. You can't. It was carrying.
I mean, I felt like
KD last year with the 3 against Milwaukee, same thing.
I felt like Steph. What happened to Steph last year is what happened to Bron. What was the year J.R. Smith didn't take the jump shot
in the finals when he scored
Game
51.
one, right? So I felt like that happened to Steph last year in that playoffs, right? Because that game that they lost to the Lakers the night before, he put everything he had into that game. And then when he got to Memphis, he was just burned out. He was just burned out. He just was out there going through the motions and stuff like that. So that's what I felt like. But
turning that rock over too when it counted.
Yeah. But again, that's a.
I'm saying with echelon, you don't do that. I mean,
right.
If that was LeBron, we would have something to say.
Yeah.
Curry get passes that other people don't get.
But for Bron and them to struggle with Golden State, with Steph Curry just being there, was just like terrible. Like I feel like the Lakers in trouble this year. Like, and I don't think Bron can do anything about it. Like. He might not. They might not even make the playoffs this year.
He needs a healthy Anthony Davis. He needs that. Ain't no way around it.
Even with a healthy Anthony Davis, is still the team just wasn't assembled right. It just wasn't. Like I felt like the Lakers be chasing names and not players who actually fit the mold of their team. Like
pieces that the Lakers needed, and then now I know we're going on another topic, but the pieces that the Lakers needed were guys like Caruso, guys like Lonzo, dirty work role player dudes that's going to basically play the perimeter defense and be in the right spots for a guy like LeBron to say, cool, penetrate, kick, knock down that corner shot. That's what LeBron likes. Everywhere he goes, he has to have that gritty perimeter defender and a knockdown corner shooter, because when he penetrate and kick, he expecting you to knock.
For them to say Russell Westbrook would have won games over a DeMar DeRozan was just like, that was a white person moment for me, a white person general manager moment for me. Someone who never played the game and just chose.
But you can't even say that, and I'm only going off the Lakers because Rob Pelinka played the game. He played the game. Played the Michigan champ. He was on the Michigan team that went to the damn.
He wasn't no superstar. He was
He was a role player.
He was a practice player who got a little bit of time.
Hold on, don't go away, Swole, because I got to.
They the ones that be geniuses when it comes to stuff like that.
Let me introduce my guy real quick. My guy, Nice Durant, in the building. What's going on, bro? How you doing tonight?
What up? What's good?
Hey, nothing. So tonight we talk about upper echelon players in the history of the NBA. I got to ask you this question because you just came on. What do you consider a upper echelon player?
Well, franchise players that I guess my whole thing with upper echelon is consistency. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff be getting misconstrued because a lot of people be thinking efficiency and everything is the only way to become upper echelon now. Like I'm looking, for me personally, it gotta be the consistency. That's why the word average means something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like you do it night in and night out, no matter whether y'all up 30 or down 30, you just always going. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. It ain't just scoring. You just always show up or whatever. It can't be you have a good game every 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And then so that's just part of it. There's always at least consistency with me.
Okay. So let me give you the breakdown and the premise of where we were going at with it, right? So I had a debate earlier today with my guys because we were getting ready to do the show, and they said, once Braun taps out, we have guys that play, but no one that will flat out dominate. Where LeBron was the dude that is head and shoulders above everyone else, unless you like watching KD shoot jumpers all day. And Chef is not in the class of upper echelon talent. And that Greek is closer to that right now, to an upper echelon talented player than anyone else in the league. So I'm glad that you came on, Nice, because I need to ask this question from you because you've seen a lot of the game. You don't understand the game. Do you agree with that statement that I just read about head and shoulders above the rest? And that's the first question. And the second question, is Kevin Durant even mentioned in upper echelon?
That's ridiculous. Of course this nigga is upper echelon. Of course he upper echelon. Yo, this is the problem that I have, not even with LeBron, with what people, this whole theory of overall game. Yo, the game is played to win the game. It's like, just hear me, it's played to win the game. So all this, yo, look at this person, they got 17, 8 and 8. Niggas just lost by 20. Like, that don't mean nothing to me. Maybe them 8 rebounds should have been 8 more points. Maybe those, whatever, if you what you call it, if you got 7 or 8 assists and all this other stuff, maybe you needed 13 assists. You got to play the game to win the game. This whole notion that you have to do every single thing. No, my thing is this. If you can't do it at all, then that's something different. Now, Steph might be the exception to the rule, but Steph is kind of different because he's kind of easy person to put your arm around Steph, it's always talked about with Steph. Yo, nobody can stop him. He's one of the best point guards ever. This, that, and the third. First off, this nigga don't guard no point guards whatsoever. Like, I watched this nigga don't guard Chris Paul at all. Like, Chris Paul is like, I'm looking at Chris Paul like, nigga, I'm guarding you. Guard me back. Steph don't guard no point guards. That nigga ain't never going to make no defensive team whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? And then we call him one of the best point guards. This nigga ain't never going to lead the league in assists, ever. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, the game is played to win. The game is played to win. Whatever you feel you need to do, and that's how you affect the game. But we clearly already see triple doubles. If triple doubles and all around was the thing to do, we just watched Russ fucking average a triple double for 3 years. Like, that shit don't mean nothing. You still gotta win the game. You gotta do with it. Don't just be picking up stats just to pick them up. That shit is a waste. And that's not a shot at LeBron because nobody else, niggas ain't 6'9" and can do the shit he can do. That's what I'm saying. So he's the exception to the rule. That's why a nigga like Greek is right there with LeBron in terms of that. Now, I don't particularly say he's better than LeBron, but he's in that class in terms of shit like that. That nigga Greek do everything. What on the court he don't do? What on the court he don't do? That nigga play defense, he score, he rebound, he block, he pass. What he don't do? Like, come on, like.
I mean, he do it all. I mean, he right now, Bron 3-pointer better than his, but Greek jump shot improved from last year, 19. And then they both shoot the free throws about the same clip. So I would say Greek right there in that with Bron, even like because he do both. I would say he better than Bron, but I mean, Bron at year 19, he on the way out. But
that's the right answer. He is better right now.
Yeah,
I think he's over top of him right now, and that's the whole debate.
Right now. So when Bron walk out the league, the torch is going to be handed to Greek the Freak, and it's going to be Greek versus KD until KD decides to walk away from the game.
They still not going to give it to Greek. They want Steph to have it so bad. They're not going to give it.
Yeah, but I mean, the only way Steph going. I mean, to be honest with you, people are not really going to start respecting Steph rings unless they win it this year. When he didn't have Klay Thompson for most of the year.
They were saying he was in the conversation for MVP last year. He didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this ring right here would solidify his legacy because he did it most of the year without Klay Thompson. Draymond ain't nowhere near Draymond of the first 3 years they got, first 3 titles they got. He really don't.
No, he might be.
Who, Draymond?
I'm going to say this real quick, bro. Hold on. I'm going to say this real quick on that. I think for both Chef and KD, this is I can prove myself and why I am an upper echelon all-time player this year alone. Because if KD wins with all of the stuff that's been going on in Brooklyn, man, you got to give him the credit. And especially if he goes through Greek. Because I think that's what's going to wind up happening. You're going to see the Eastern Conference Finals is going to be, I know you're going to be mad about this, Swole, but it's going to be Milwaukee versus the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No.
And they gonna go to the finals. The Nets. I got Brooklyn coming out the East.
Is the Eastern Conference Finals gonna be Chicago,
on his way back. I think he
Brooklyn. So it's like it hurts Durant's legacy though. Like Durant, he that dude. He's definitely that dude. But if Kyrie come back and they win it, then they gonna see he needed Kyrie. Like,
but that's
narrative talk. He win it without Kyrie. Like real talk.
But that's narrative talk. And the only reason why I say that's narrative talk is because we just watched KD, and I'll just start it off with last year. I watched KD in the playoffs really carry the Nets. And if he wasn't a size 13, it would have been game time, and he would have beat them with a one-legged Harden and himself. Played the whole game.
But it didn't happen though. You can't go by it.
And that shouldn't be a knock on him. That should be kind of like we just finished saying about what LeBron did in 2015 when he was playing with Timothy Mozgov and Matthew Dellavedova in the finals.
So who ring would mean more if Steph won it this year or KD?
KD.
Steph has way less talent, right?
I know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
KD ring will mean more because he only would have had Kyrie for away games, meaning even in the.
He gonna have.
But listen, he won't have Kyrie at all
in the playoffs.
If in the finals, if they go against Golden State, because in the state of California, if you're not vaccinated, you can't play.
Yep. You can't play in New York.
So that ring would be KD ring. That would solidify his career that he did it. I ain't gonna say on his own, but he did it.
I already think KD solidified though. I don't think he even need to win another one.
I personally believe that too. Jermaine, this is my thing though. This is my thing. Why it's a slippery slope. So why is it if he wins? Oh, he got Kyrie, he got Kyrie and James Harden. But if they lose with those same niggas, he's going to get all the blame. Like that don't make sense to me. I don't get to get all the blame if we lose and zero of the credit. That's like to me. This is what I mean by he got all the blame. He got all the blame last season. He gets this. This is what I'm saying. That's why I be calling shit Scottie Pippen syndrome. I'm looking like, yo, as great as Scottie is, nobody's ever been like, yo, why the Bulls lost? Why the Bulls lost? And they asked Scottie. They're like, yo, Mike, what happened? And so Mike got a hold that. So I always feel whoever gets all the blame, they gotta take the lion's share of the credit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it works. Brady don't play no defense, but if his team lose, they blaming him. They blaming him. They not looking at. So I'm looking like it gotta be the same way across the board. Like I said, like
it ain't though. Y'all know that. I'm gonna name two players that don't ever get the blame: Steph and CP3. Yep. And CP3, they don't never get the blame. Like never.
No, I think CP3 get more blame than Steph.
CP3 get more.
LeBron gets no blame. It's always his supporting cast. LeBron gets no blame.
No, he gets a lot of blame.
No, he gets no blame.
Why he
gets no blame, bro.
They killed him.
Listen, they don't give LeBron no blame, bro. Like how KD, remember KD ain't make it to the what's calling, right? When LeBron lost to Phoenix, it was AD fault. AD played soft. AD did this. AD wasn't in shape. This, that, and the third. Bron was hurt. What killed me is when Bron missed the playoffs that year, right? It was, Bron was hurt. But in the All-Star game, if you go back and watch the All-Star game, he jumping out of the gym, he catch a oops, all that. He come back, he say, playoff mode activated. They lose a few games, and what happened? It is because he hurt. Bron folded. He just came up short. You got to eat that and say, I'm gonna get better, and that's gonna be that. Like Bron don't get that. He don't get that superstar blame.
OKC beat Miami. Will we be having this conversation?
You say who?
If OKC would beat Miami, will we be having this conversation?
No.
Because
the sports would have been changed,
right?
They would have said that right now.
Exactly.
They the best. I agree with that.
Next couple of years after that and beat LeBron in the finals, and then what?
They was kids though. They was kids at that time, So that's why I said that the decision for KD to join them made it easy because you got to think about when he was in OKC, Bron went to go join up with Bosh and what's calling. So that never fell out of KD's mind. Like, all right, I get an opportunity. I'm gonna stick at the Bron. That's why I always tell people, like, remember, and nobody never want to remember. But I said in that finals when it was them three kids playing, and Bron played with established vets and superstars, I said that was Bron coming. So when he went to go join Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, that was just the same thing as Bron joining Bosh and Wade.
A little bit different.
Explain that to me. Explain the difference.
Yeah, I
He
my
joined like one of the greatest teams record-wise of all time, right? Wasn't he like
hold up, coach. Let me ask you this, right? Did they win in 2016? I'm talking about Golden State.
Well, before KD got there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won a championship.
No.
They won in 2015.
They won in 15. Did they win in 2016?
Nah.
And that's why KD went there. Because the first thing everybody was saying, yo.
Was Steph hurt?
Because I'm telling you, I always look at the narrative.
Was Steph hurt that year? For the playoffs?
In 2015, the Warriors won. We just talked about it.
No, I'm talking about 16.
Yeah, in 16, LeBron won.
No, I'm saying was Steph hurt?
No,
Steph wasn't hurt in 16.
He wasn't hurt.
He wasn't hurt. They was up 3-1.
Steph came up short. He ain't averaged more than 20 points a game in the finals.
That's when Dellavedova had him on lock.
Yeah, that's when Dellavedova played him.
Kyrie. That's when Kyrie killed this nigga. Yeah. That's why I'm like, Steph can hit all the threes he want. We in the park or we playing somewhere else?
Yeah, but Dellavedova played him 94 feet. Dellavedova was in his hip pocket, turning him. By the time Steph got up the floor, he was tired. Them legs weren't the same. When somebody pick you up full court, you burn a lot of energy.
In 16? In 16?
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember I was telling before you got on, I said Timothy Moskov and Dellavedova was the reason Bron and them really won that far as with the role players.
Well, the reason they won was because they had Kyrie.
Man, Kyrie hit the shots and stuff like that, but I'm talking about role players who help you excel.
Yeah.
I don't know, Swole. I think you blending the 2 years because Kyrie killed this nigga in 16. Dellavedova wasn't part of that. Dellavedova was 15 to get the
Dellavedova got ranked.
He played.
No, he was there in 16, but Kyrie didn't average no 20 points. This nigga averaged 27, 28. Kyrie killed this nigga.
Kyrie wasn't playing. Steph in that series. Dellavedova was playing. Kyrie was playing off the ball.
Basically, I don't know about 16.
Basically, what he's saying, and Swole kind of got a little bit right. They basically matched up a lot of their role player guys on Chef and said, you're going to guard him 94 feet, while Kyrie would basically say, cool, we're going to get Chef in the switch a lot on the offensive side of the ball to wear him out. Now, what I seen in 16 was basically they forced Chef to play defense. They forced him to play defense because they said, we're going to switch you on Kyrie. If you ain't getting on Kyrie, we're going to wind up getting you in a mismatch with either LeBron. Because that's all they kept doing. It was a whole lot of switching, and they was catching Chef all night long in 16. But it goes back to the KD point. KD doesn't sign with Golden State if Golden State wins in 16, in my opinion. I think that too. I think he stays in OKC or he makes another move. But he doesn't go to the Warriors if they win. If they lose, it's open season. Why? Because now he's like, yo, y'all just lost to LeBron in the most.
Well, that was their pitch. That was their pitch. That was Draymond's pitch to KD was, but he was probably. I'm quite sure Draymond told him, remember when he got you over in OKC?
Yes. Come on over here.
Come on over here. But KD wanted that offense though. He wanted that offense because remember in OKC they was posting him up at the top of the key, and it was nothing. It was nothing he can do like that. That's not no offense. You don't give it to him top of the key and make him try to.
But it makes sense. It makes sense when you're trying to become an all-time great and learn how to win. And even with LeBron, credit to LeBron for making his move to Miami. He had to go somewhere. We had to learn how to win. So going with a Pat Riley, going with D Wade when they had just won down there in 06, it was like, yo, I gotta go somewhere where I can learn how to win.
I'm gonna tell you what happened while Bron rolled out, right? I don't know if nobody remember, but that year they had J.J. Hickson. They wanted to trade J.J. Hickson for Amari Stoudemire. They didn't make the move, and that's why I felt like Bron rolled out. if they'd made that move and Mark Stoudemire went to Cleveland, Brown wouldn't have never left.
I mean, I think he would have won in Cleveland, but nobody wants to go to Cleveland and play basketball. I mean, if you're a top-notch athlete, nobody want to live in Cleveland. It ain't that they ain't want to play with LeBron. It's just nobody want to live in Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, they say Cleveland is a dump.
I mean, I don't think he had to go to Miami to win, though. I mean, they made
it. Yeah, he didn't, but
made it to the finals.
I mean, he said he was that close to signing with Chicago. Like he said he was that close to signing.
Who better to go learn how to win than with Pat Riley?
Yeah, I mean,
I get that aspect, but you know, we had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, though. Like that helped.
That helped tremendously. But I always say this too: all of the greats. And
would they? The question would be.
He's getting ready to get mad at me, though. He's getting ready to get mad at me. All of the great players have won championships with other great players. There's only one guy that won a championship without another Hall of Fame player, and that was Elijah Warren in 1990.
Would they have won?
Well, Kawhi Leonard 2 years ago.
Would they have won?
Lowry's going to the Hall of Fame.
If Carmelo went instead of Chris Bosh, would they have won?
Yes.
No.
I'm saying yes.
Chris Bosh, no. He a defender too. Like, you know, you gotta play defense too.
I think they would.
I think they beat.
You got two players.
The Mavericks in 2011.
They play the same position. Melo and LeBron.
Just you get ready to answer the choice, Will.
I think they beat the Mavericks in 2011. I don't think they win them other two in whatever years they were.
I'm going off.
What you said.
Got Melo. Who checking dirt if they got Melo?
You know what's crazy with that? I'm glad Jermaine them started going towards this. This is my issue about 2011, why he'll never live that down to me. Okay, he went to the finals in 2007, right? They lost, right? They got swept. What was the narrative? He didn't have anybody else. He didn't have any help with it. No problem. Let's say that it's a lot of truth there. Let's say it's 90% truth there. No problem. He didn't go back to the finals the very next year. You went to the finals 4 years later. You're an 8-year vet at this point. You done been MVP. So now, if I say, yo, now I got my crew. Now let's run it back and see how this works. And the thing about it was they didn't lose because Dallas was a great, great team. They was a very good team. Niggas is trying to elevate them now. But that Dallas team ain't no all-time top 20 great team. You lost because you didn't show up. You didn't show up. You averaged 17 points, and that 17 points it matters because you averaged 27 in the regular season. You can't average 27 point this. LeBron didn't even need to be super. Just average a 27. And Dwayne only averaged 26, which led the series. And Chris Bosh averages 19 like he did. Y'all beat Dallas real quick. Nigga, it was you. You didn't show up. You hid in the corner. It was you. Like, it's no type of, yo, he had to see how the team go. Y'all niggas was in the finals. You know what that was about? Come on. Yeah. The same thing, for the same reason I'm so-called migrating Scotty. When he didn't play Game 7 in 1990. Them niggas still play. They was right there. Oh, Scotty came back the next year. Oh, you don't have a migraine? Fuck these niggas. Like, you don't get to say, damn, yo, I didn't have enough help. And then when you get enough help, you still lose. That's what I was talking about at the beginning. Consistency. All I'm saying is this. LeBron is an all-time great. And I get it. That's why I don't really argue with Jermaine and be on the group. But he's an all-time great. We get it. But nobody ain't never watched a game where Mike played and said, yo, Chicago lost because this nigga Mike ain't even trying to win. He ain't even showing up. Ain't none of us ain't never say that. That nigga Mike could go 0 for 50 before he go 1 for 7. You see what I'm saying? Like, effort is effort. I don't care about missing the shots. Everybody gonna have bad games. But you ain't never watched a Chicago game and say, yo, this nigga Mike was hot. He didn't even want the ball. You ain't never say that. You just was like, yo, the niggas lost. He tried. He was off. And that's it.
Even when you go back to when they want to go back to when he played Bird and stuff, Mike was going for 63, 55 and stuff like that.
You know what's bad with that?
Trying to win a game.
Nigga, you know what's bad with that? That's a bullshit narrative. Not because of you, Swole, because like you said, but niggas be saying it. Jermaine, we old enough. Nigga, I watched that series. So y'all mean to tell me y'all gonna kill a nigga that was an 8th seed against the Boston Celtics? Like who puts that much weight saying the 8th seed should have won? I'm not saying nobody's supposed to get swept, but if anybody gonna get swept, it's gonna be an 8th seed. Like, come on, like stop it. Them niggas, and it's not like they lost to the Celtics and the Celtics lost the next round. Them niggas won the championship. Like they come on, like them niggas smacked everybody. But they like, yo, I'm saying he didn't win the first round until Pippen got there. No, Pippen was on the team. He was on the team. He didn't start that year.
Man, why Isaiah ain't on that list?
Who?
Isaiah Thomas.
On what list?
Sitting down behind my man Fitz. Why he ain't a part of the echelon of all time? Isaiah.
A lot of people don't give Zeke credit. A lot of people don't give Zeke credit. He's
not on that joint because they going technical. They going with the whole his championships. He got 2. Even though Bad Boys had an error, they could have went back to back. They could have three-peated had Isaiah not got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Against the Lakers that year or whatever, when he fucked his ankle up or whatever. It's just, I feel personally, Detroit was a black eye. At least I don't think they was a black eye, but that's the narrative because of their style of playing stuff. It's like they try to make them a forgotten era. But the thing is, the niggas won it. They was going to the championship and all that. So
would you put them up there?
Hell yeah. Isaiah Thomas? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I take Isaiah Thomas over. I take Isaiah Thomas over Steph Curry.
And that's the whole point of the topic, though. Like, me, generational wise, and then I always look at teams that create quote unquote dynasties. The Pistons of 1980s at the end of their 80s run were a dynasty. They went to 3 straight finals and won 2 of them. And like you just said, they would have 3-peated first if it wasn't for a rolled ankle. So to watch some of these guys and they say, well, that's not upper echelon. I don't understand it because I don't think it's only like 5 guys that you can say all time are the cream of the crop, the best of the best, and they were way head and shoulders above everybody else. Because it's like we all said, it's about having longevity, of dominance for a minimum of 10 years, what we started out with.
Longevity is different nowadays, though.
Exactly.
It's different nowadays because of medicine and everything else. And like, yo, think about Magic played only 12 years. He went to the finals 9 out of 12 years.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like, since we give LeBron all the credit for going to all these finals, Magic, he lost 4 finals, but he won 5. You know what I'm saying?
And like you just said, and really in a 11-year span, because that last year, it was 96? Yeah, because he retired in 91. Remember, he didn't play. He didn't play in 92 because he was out in 92.
Oh, them boys talk trash.
No, he made the announcement before the 92 season.
Right, so he didn't play.
Talk trash.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you watch it and it's like, damn, Magic really only played 11 years because 79, 80 is 1 year. He finished in 90.
I know.
He played 11 years, went to 9 finals. And so when I'm on live, then you go out, the oldest child walks in on that with this time. So again, when you look at it, and it's numbers. Look at the percentage. The man went to the finals damn near 88% of his career. That's impressive. You know, that's why he's considered upper echelon. Even looking at Isaiah Thomas, came in the league in 1981. He retired in 94. He went to 3 finals, always in the playoffs. That's upper echelon to me. You know what I mean? Like,
who he had to play and beat, though. He had to beat like 2 of the greatest teams of all time.
And he was in the middle of beating, and basically he kept the baby Bulls, which was the next generation, at bay for at least 3 years. You know? So it's like you got to get all of that to consider where a guy could be upper echelon. And that's why in this generation, and I look at Chef, since 2013, when they first started going to the playoffs, they had a great playoff run. When they were a 6 seed, they beat Denver. They went to the semifinals, lost to the eventual team that went to the finals in the Spurs. Turned around in 14. They lost to the Clippers team that had a very good talented and an all-time great Chris Paul leading the way. That was the last time they had lost in the Western Conference all the way up until 2020. when they were all hurt. So they went for 5 years when they dominated the West and basically dominated the league and became a dynasty.
So let me ask you this question. If you're upper echelon, do you have to be upper echelon as soon as you walk into the league?
No.
I don't think you upper echelon as soon as you walk into the league. Like, yo, that should be corny to me.
This is what I'm saying. If you look at all the players behind them, everybody sitting down with the shit as soon as they walk into the building until when they left.
So do we give Bron credit?
Except that guy, he wasn't
for
shit.
going 25-5. Do you give Bron credit 25-5 but missing the playoffs the first 2 years of his career?
Yeah, he was 17, 18 years old.
18.
What does that mean?
That means a lot. 17.
How?
17.
Well, I'm about to tell you how.
He wasn't 17, but I know what you're saying. He wasn't 17.
He was 18, but at the end of the day, he was a baby playing on a team that was at the very bottom. They won 12 or 13 games the year before. So they were at the bottom, and he's trying to bring that team up. And they only missed the playoffs by 2 games in year 8, and he's 18 in year 1. So you can't shit on him because he was getting 25-5.
I don't shit on him, but I felt like he shouldn't have won Rookie of the Year.
I don't need
Melo should have won it that year.
Melo should have won that in his rookie year. Melo took his team to the playoffs. He definitely should have won it. And they was shit.
But the narrative had to be driven that, they already, that shit was for LeBron to lose. I don't even think they even paid attention to nothing Melo was doing. LeBron could have only lost that Rookie of the Year if he'd have averaged something like 16 or something. Then they'd have been like, damn, we can't give it to him. But they covered it up. They covered it up with the, like Jermaine said, look at him.
He's the first person.
He's the first one. He's a kid. He was 18. So they counted everything that had nothing to do with basketball as for why we going to give him the Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Which is messed up because you can only give Rookie of the Year once. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
if they coded for Jason Kidd and Grant Hill, why they can't call for Melo and LeBron?
Because the narrative was he had to be better than everybody.
He has to be. You can't call it if you're trying to drive home. He's the next superstar that we're going to have in the league. Like it has to go that way. He has to. He has to be the one. He got to be the face.
I don't think he'll ever get to this level unless he really puts in the work. But that's the same thing I think they were trying to do with Zion. Because remember, the year with Zion,
they definitely tried. Yeah.
Because the year with Zion, he missed all that time, and he came back and he killed the first game against the Spurs, right? And everybody like, damn, he hit 5 straight threes, and everybody was jumping for joy. And they say, he the next one, and he had that stretch. And the first thing everybody was saying, he might win Rookie of the Year. He only played 20 games. Like, we forgetting about John Morant, what he just finished doing all year. They tried the same thing with Zion. So
the problem is this. I'm sorry, cutting you off. The problem is this. I hate to keep going back to Mike, but it's important to the history of it. After Mike left, them niggas, David Stern was like, or Adam Silver, who was around. Them niggas is like, we need this kind of superstar in the league all the time. They didn't plan on Mike being what he became. But once he became what he became with the marketing, with everything else, then he's like, the league has to always have this kind of player that's supposed to be the ultimate for everything. And the problem is, instead of them organically getting one, because they organically got it with Mike, then they started creating who's going to be the one. That's what it is. That's why Melo doesn't get it. They was like, come on, Melo is from Baltimore. He got braids. He ain't going to be the face of the league. He's not Iverson. Iverson is different. The reason why Iverson got a lot of the pub too outside of his game, Iverson is another guy. All of us know every little dude in the world loved Iverson because he represents, this is a little nigga going in the hole with the big. We all play ball. We all play ball against that one little nigga that you be looking at him like, shorty, why don't you just pull up? Why don't you just stop right there? But no, that little nigga wants to come all the way to the hole. And whether you get a shot blocked by Jermaine or Swole or whoever like that, one of the people on the side gonna say, I mess with shorty, he go hard. That's what Iverson represented. So he was a little different. So they just couldn't change him because of how he was. And they started seeing white America. Them little white kids want to start getting braids. So it's like, okay, we got to run with this because we can't stop this train anyway. LeBron, he's a wholesome dude. He comes from a poor upbringing. Like, the story is a great story. But the difference is you can't go to the park and pretend you LeBron. You can't pretend you 6'9", 200 and some pounds, run this fast, jump this high. But Steph Curry, everybody in the world can act like Steph Curry if you 6'3" and up. Because all 6'3" in that area. Because it's like, I can go to the park and shoot all day. I can go to the park and shoot all day because Steph is easy to get your arms around. That's why he doesn't get blamed for stuff. Like Jermaine said, he don't get blamed. I don't care how he was feeling in 2016. You were the league's only unanimous MVP. Y'all up 3-1. I'm sorry, you got to win one game. Just one. Just one. I believe, like this, Jordan on the Wizards was so-called washed up by our standard. Well, he wasn't washed up to me. I understood what it was, but he didn't average 30. So a nigga that normally averaged 30, that averaged 30 for his career, since he didn't average 30, he ain't the same. We get it. But if you'd have told Mike before he came back with the Wizards, said, Mike, you want to get a 7th ring? We're going to put you on this team at age 40 and say, y'all up 3 games to 1. Mike's mentality is, you know what? I ain't got to be great for 3 games. I just got to be great. 1 game. That's it. If you're an all-time great player, you're not looking at the series like this. The minute they lost Draymond, that 1 game, okay, bet. We lost the next game because Draymond wasn't there. Steph mentality should have been, we winning this game. We're not going to 7. We're not going to 7. I'm going to carry us. This nigga just progressively got worse. And when they won, you give LeBron and them the kudos because they came back from 3-1 because at some point, somebody was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was going to do it at some point. That's just the history of the game. But nobody talks about Steph with that. Niggas keep talking about KD going there. Nigga, had y'all won, KD don't go there. Y'all begged him. Had he won, he don't go there. Me personally, I'm a KD guy. Had they won and then they back-to-back champions and you go there, I got to look at you a little shaky. Like, damn, why you go there? Beat these niggas. Don't go there. But it's one of those like, nigga, we need you. No, we need you to quell LeBron. That's it. Because none of us can do nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's why I got KD as an upper echelon guy. But you kind of hit on everything I was getting ready to say with that chef thing. That was perfect. That was a perfect little segue into where the game has changed and how a lot of players, I know myself included, being a short guy, I'm like, shit, I can shoot the ball. Let me go shoot that thing. You know what I mean? Wide open. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So that's good. So let me ask you. I got to ask y'all this. Swole, I'm going to start with you. Your upper echelon dudes, who's your elite of the elite all time, NBA-wise?
If I'm picking a starting 5?
In general, it don't matter. You're 5. You're 5.
I'm going Zeke at the 1, Mike at the 2. KD at the 3. Barkley at the 4. Shaq at the 5.
That's your echelon lineup. Cool. Go ahead, Coach. What you got?
Magic at the point. Mike at the 2. LeBron at the 3. Duncan at the 4. And Dream at the 5.
Go ahead, Niece.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same as Jermaine's, except for, I'm putting, you know what? I'm going Magic at the 1. I'm going Magic at the 1. Mike at the 2. Damn, I kind of want to say KD, but part of me really, but I can't put this guy. That's not fair. I really was thinking, I really would want to put Grant Hill, because I know who Grant Hill is and what he was. It's just a shame he just didn't have the long enough career.
If you put Grant Hill there, that's great. Barkley ain't won the ring, but Barkley changed the game. He made it with those 6'4" players can play in the NBA. He transitioned to power forward position. Without Barkley being who Barkley was, Draymond would never be who Draymond is.
Good point.
I agree with that, but I don't be liking Draymond. I don't like that Draymond and Barkley comparison, because we talking a franchise player versus a role player. This nigga Draymond ain't never winning no league MVP. He not winning no All-Star MVP. This nigga's He's not. He don't want to go.
Shouldn't even be in the All-Star game.
The state MVP, like that to him. Exactly. I'm sorry. That nigga should have never been to any All-Star game. Not with his stats.
I agree. I agree with that. So my 5, if we go positions like that, I'll say Magic at the point.
When it kills a lot of.
Oh, go ahead, Niche. You still talking? My bad.
No, I'm pretty much at the same team as Jermaine's. I'm just putting who you had? You had LeBron. I'm putting KD there. I'm putting KD there.
So, Coach, you said Olajuwon at the 5, right?
And everybody else, Tim Duncan and.
See, I want to say
Olajuwon. I'm with that.
I wanted to say Olajuwon because I like the skill set. I think he's got the best big man skill set of all time, in my opinion, for the center position. But I'm gonna go with Shaq only because of pure dominance. Like you can't teach what Shaq did, plus with the skill set, because Shaq had skill too. It was just that he was just bigger than everybody, especially in that era. And then to watch him dominate those centers in a row, like David Robinson, Pat Ewing, and then there was Olajuwon. And that was the toughest pull was Olajuwon, but he got him. And it was like, cool, Shaq is the guy now. And for me, Shaq, Duncan, LeBron, Jordan, Magic, that's the lineup right there to me. They're the 5.
You know what? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm changing that a little bit. I'm putting Shaq at the 5, Olajuwon at the 4.
Oh, you
that's tough too.
He cheating
now. Yeah, I'm putting that.
He is, but it's tough because, like,
man, I'm not mad at that.
Ask one of these younger kids. Their lineup would probably be, and I just know what it would be. They would say Chef at the at the point, Kobe at the 2, KD at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and then they probably say Greek at the 5. But you can't be mad at that because, in my opinion, that's how you can debate upper echelon because those dudes have dominated during their times in the league.
Who your second 5?
My second 5? If I'm going with it, my second 5, I say Zeke is going to be the point guard. Kobe will be the 2. At the 3, Bird. At the 4, and I'm with Swole here. I think Barkley was the best power forward until Duncan. So I would take Barkley at the 4 because the work ethic was just amazing. And then at the 5 is Olajuwon. That's how I had my second 5. And it's funny because that ain't even the top 10 players of all time in my list. It's just that's position-wise, that's where I would go. So where you at?
Top 5? Go ahead.
Is Kobe a top 5 player all time?
Yeah.
In my opinion, no. And that's my guy.
Absolutely.
Nah.
Absolutely.
Top 5 players all time is different.
My second 5 will be Derrick Rose, Kobe, Bird, KG, Elijah.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that either. Again, they all changed franchises around. They won MVPs and multiple other awards. So that's good.
I'm probably going Zeke. Nah, only Zeke. No.
It hurt my heart that Derrick Rose hurt. Like how Niece feel about Grant Hill, I felt about the same way with Derrick Rose. Like, Shorty was on to something special. He was on to something special.
Agree with that. But if you go on all-time rankings, like if I go all-time, and not to cut it off, because, Coach, I know you're thinking on who your second 5 would be. But, Niece, that's a great one right there. Is Kobe a top 5 NBA player all time?
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny with that? I'd say no, too. And the reason why I'm saying no, too, is because Kobe, outside of the dead pass with a few things, niggas are just talking about eye test playing. But I'm talking about it. Okay, we understand. I always tell people who I picking apart doesn't mean particularly that they're the top person, whatever. Because my thing is this: Kobe got one league MVP. How do I take out niggas that got multiple league MVPs and led their team more for somebody that got one? I don't think he has enough hardware by himself to be in that top 5.
Not top five. Not top 5.
Yeah.
No,
problem,
hold on. Wait, all three of us are saying no. Coach, tell me why you have Kobe as the top 5, one of the top 5 of all time.
Jordan part 2, man. Like he sometimes, like when we talk about individual players, I don't even think about team success. But he had that too, though. You know what I'm saying? He was third scoring all time, and he didn't really do too much. His first 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Would Kobe have been Kobe if he stayed in Charlotte?
Don't know. Can't answer that question.
Do you feel like Kobe would have been Mamba in Charlotte?
You can't answer that because he didn't play. He played in LA.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. If they win that 6th ring, if he win that 6th ring, it'd be a whole nother conversation. If Shaq and
I don't think so. I don't think this is what's so crazy to me with that. See, that's like Jermaine said, you can't answer the Charlotte thing. But this is my thing. They call him the Black Mamba and all this other stuff. They're like he's one of the best scorers of all time, everything else. I tell people all the time. There's a difference between skill set. No, I get that. No, I give him that. That's not it. I'm not talking about the defense. What I'm saying is this. He gets put next. A lot of these younger kids never seen Mike. So they hear the narrative, yo, Kobe was just like Mike. Which, to me, that's not true. That's not true. I think the only thing they had in common was they black and they was 6'6". I'm looking like, yo, if Kobe would have ended up with 8 scoring titles and fell short of Mike by 2, I might be like, I don't know. This nigga might have been, because then I would start taking into consideration his first 2 years of him really not playing. The nigga Kobe had 2 scoring titles. Steph Curry got 2 scoring titles. Like, come on, like, Mike got 10 of them. 10. Like, production and skill set is 2 different things. I know he had the skill set to do a lot of shit, and he did a lot, but I'm looking like he was known as one of the ultimate scorers. Can't be the ultimate scorer and only get 2 scoring titles. Just can't. He only got 2 of them.
Ron about to break the all-time scoring record. He ain't no scorer, right?
Nah, I don't. That's a narrative too, because I don't believe that. He's not an elite scorer, but he's a scorer.
But Bron, to be honest with you, Bron's stat chasing. And that's the only reason he's still in the league. He is stat chasing. Like
we can't say that.
We saying if we gonna say Russell Westbrook stat chasing, Bron is stat chasing, bro. Because my thing is, out of all these 36-point games, when are we gonna see the takeover factor?
But Swole, that's a team structured problem that's going on in LA, and that's a whole nother narrative we talking about.
Because he's been saying this all Bron career. I want to see the Bron from the series when he played Detroit and Cleveland.
Bro,
when he played Boston, when he took over.
He's not.
Like, we want to see that Bron.
He's not going.
We want to see game one of
19.
2015, Bron. Or whatever series that was. We want to see that Bron. I'm tired of saying this passive aggressive Bron and saying he the GOAT. How?
Bro, it's year 19. He ain't even. That's not even in the picture right now for him.
That's excuses, bro.
It's not an excuse. All right, excuses, look, I'm a Lakers fan, and I'm just being honest and realistic with it. They really ain't that good team. They're not structured well at all.
They stink.
They're not structured well at all. It's just a bad personnel fit all the way around with that team.
They stink.
Can't really go into that yet. That's why I'm waiting to see what happens now. After this, we got to see what happens. They're going to make some moves. But back into this top 5 move real quick before I go into what's currently going on in the league. To me, why Kobe is not a top 5 is because he's going to always have this. And it's not his fault. The man was drafted to a team. It was drafted to a team that already had one of the established stars in the league. And
he wasn't drafted, he was traded. So
a draft day trade to the Lakers.
He get the Scottie Pippen treatment.
And it's crazy because he is the greatest sidekick ever. but then he showed how great he really was when he was given the keys to run his own program. So I get it.
Yeah, because he won two. He won two.
You say he's the greatest sidekick ever?
Kobe's the greatest second person of all time.
Magic ain't?
No, because Magic.
Kareem there?
This is why I say no, because Magic showed you when they gave him the keys to the car, they say, let's push this tempo with the Lakers. See, to me, Magic and Kareem was a 1-2 punch.
You know what's funny with that? I don't want to cut you off, Greg. That's another narrative. Yo, James Worthy was the leading scorer for them in those runs.
Yeah, but you
get score.
Because remember, Magic won 2 rings before Worthy got there with them. With Kareem. And let's not forget, Kareem was not winning with the Lakers until they said, yo, we got to go get a fucking point guard to help us out. And that point guard changed their whole game around because the Lakers wasn't running gun with Norm Nixon and Jamal Wilkes as the guards in the backcourt. It was Magic. Yo,
so how many rings did Shaq get before Kobe got there?
None.
Exactly. How many rings did Magic get without Kareem?
Hey, Magic got how many Magic got? You said how many got without Kareem? None.
Yeah, none. How many do Kobe got rings without Shaq?
He got 2. I love where you're going at with that, Coach. I get it. I definitely get it.
That's when he established himself. When he won without Shaq, that's when he established himself as top 5. To me.
Okay, and that's cool. That's
what. Oh, let me hear your top 5 then.
Of all time.
Yeah.
Well, my top 5 is Jordan is number 1. I think Jordan's number 1. I think Kareem is number 2. I think LeBron is number 3. I got Magic at 4, and I got Bird at 5.
I can go for that. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at with mine too.
I like that. Yeah, I replace Bird with Kobe.
Bird got 3 league MVPs.
Dude,
back to back.
He do.
And he's white.
I don't give a damn about that white black. That ain't got
no, he's white.
Whoever the best on the court is, we're gonna get it. That's how I look at it.
He was a bad man. Like he's top 10 to me. I can't put him over Kobe.
And that's tough.
Bird led his franchise all them years though. All them rings, he led his franchise.
Is he better than Kobe though? I understand how much he did.
No. I know what Jermaine is doing. See, you grasping that straw. When we talk about, you see what I'm going. When we talk about Kobe, we only give him credence because of skill set, and that's why I keep saying skill set. Yes, he's better than Bird skill set wise at times, but production, he's not better than Bird. I don't care how much, all of us here play ball. We all know a few niggas that got all the tools in the toolbox, and them niggas can't build the birdhouse. Like, come on. Damn, I'm going to take a shot, but I'm sorry, this is my man. Joe Pace, if we all walk into a gym, with the exceptions of Jermaine, we talking all prime now, even with Swole and stuff like that. Right now, just off the eye test, Swole in his prime, Maine at his prime, and Joe Pace. Me and Greg is on the outs. We definitely got next. Niggas ain't looking at us and being like, we got these niggas. Greg is these short, and me at my prime, I was skinny, still could play, was skinny. So I get it. All y'all niggas is sort of, Joe Pace walks in any gym in America with a tank top on, and it's me, him, and they're like, give us that nigga. They gonna point at that nigga because he looks the part, and he got all this shit. Now the difference is, when me and Greg get in the court the next game, they're gonna be like, shit, we should have probably picked this nigga right here. Because certain niggas just look the part. Kobe got the skill set out of this world, but you gotta produce too. You gotta produce. And I'm looking like,
You gotta produce though. Explain yourself when you say produce. Explain yourself when you say
what I'm saying is, no, that's what I was saying. Like, he's what you call it. The Black Mamba shit is not just, that's his moniker. And like I said, I'm probably just picking on him, but I got an issue with those 2 scoring titles. It's just 2. I'm like, we thought you was the ultimate scorer. He don't even average for a career more than Iverson or LeBron. He don't average more than them niggas for a career. That's what I'm saying. Like, Iverson got fucking 4 scoring titles. I think it was when they work. And when you brought up the Magic and the Kareem joint, yo, this nigga Kobe looked terrible against the Sixers. This nigga averaged like 15 points. This nigga Shaq averaged like 38 and like 15. Come on. As a second, that nigga didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing against them.
He averaged 30 against the Sixers?
Hell no. That nigga averaged like 15. Please, can you
in the finals? In the finals?
In the finals, this nigga averaged like 15 against the Sixers.
Oh, no.
Right, please look it up.
Oh, no.
One of y'all, I can't look it up. I'm on my phone right now. I'm driving. Please, one of y'all look it up. That nigga averaged like 15.
I'm looking it up right now. You already know I'm on that after you said that statement. So I'm looking it up.
I remember that series.
We averaged like 28.
Bad.
In that series, Kobe averaged 24, yo.
Which one he averaged 15? Was it the Pacer joint?
18.
It might have been the Pacers one, but I know definitely. I'm looking at it now. Yeah. I'm looking it up. I'm gonna look them all up real quick and give it to you.
First 3, just the first 3.
You can't disrespect my guy. Come on now.
It was the first one. So in the Pacers series, he averaged 15.6, and Shaq averaged 38.
That's what I'm saying. My fault. I got the teams mixed up. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, this nigga averaged 15 points. That's your second. That's your second best player.
And what Miller had? What Miller had? Because I know he was God. So what Miller had that series?
Reggie Miller led the Pacers in scoring. He averaged 24. Yeah. And Jalen Rose averaged 23.
Yeah, so Kobe got cooked.
You know what's funny?
About winning though, right?
Kobe got cooked.
You know what's funny? Because I'm looking at the stat, right? And I know this don't mean nothing because this player is nowhere near the Hall of Fame. But do you know that Austin Crozier averaged the same amount of points in that series as Kobe Bryant? That's crazy. That's crazy as hell right there. To look at that number. Wow. Like, damn, Austin Crozier averaged the same amount of points as Kobe Bryant in that series. What's going on, Ed? How you doing? Welcome to BSN Presents Tell the Truth Sports Talk. We on the podcast. We rolling tonight. How you doing tonight, sir? Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic for me, baby.
Your man, KD and KD and Embiid.
There you go.
KD and Embiid.
Ed, what's up, bro?
Oh, what's going on, fellas? I was sitting back listening. Ain't about nothing. Ain't about too much tonight. I see that y'all had it up there. I see, let me go ahead and follow the brother, see what y'all talking about. Ain't about nothing, though.
Tonight, what we talking about? We talking about upper echelon NBA players of all time. We in the middle of a debate right now. Is Kobe Bryant a top 5 NBA player of all time?
What we talking about? We talking about stats, accolades, talent, potential.
Everything in the bubble. Everything in the bubble.
Man, he gotta be. He gotta be top 5
of all time.
He gotta at least be top 5, at least.
Okay. So let me ask you this real quick, Ed.
I can see a debate to be like on some top 10. All right, man. But top 5, he gotta be top 5. Bro.
All right. So let me ask you this question. Give me your 5 all time.
In any order.
It don't matter what order. I ain't worrying about the ranking.
Don't matter order. Don't matter position. Your top 5. Right.
Top 5 all time to me. Guy had Mike. Guy throw Kobe in there. Guy throw Braun in there. Might have to throw Cap in there too. Cap gotta be in the top 5. Me personally, on talent and like how they play.
See what I mean?
I like Hakeem though. I like Hakeem over a lot of people because people sleep on Hakeem. Hakeem was dirty. Hakeem was do you dirty, brother. But I can see the debate between Hakeem and Magic. You got Hakeem, Magic, Larry, all of them kind of lumped up together. But them 4.
Who was the 4th person you said before you said Hakeem?
I got Mike, Kobe, Braun, and Cap. Mike, Kobe, Braun, and Cap. The 5th man is real debatable because you got a lot of different criteria to what people want to put. But between them 4 right there, man, they changed the game and it was too much. You feel me? When you look at them 4 versus like somebody else you want to slide in. You want to slide Larry in, you want to slide Magic in. All right, I can see it. But I can see where those ones between like Mike and Kobe, they like 1 and 1A. You feel me? To me. Then you got somebody like Bron. As far as like basketball, we talking about basketball on the court, how they like playing basketball, not all the other crap. You feel me? All the other shit that people get into. We talking about strictly playing basketball. Between Mike and Kobe, they were some dogs. So it was like, bruh, you came out there, you know, you damn near getting into a fight.
What part of the game did Bron change?
You see what happened?
What part of the game did Bron change?
I think Bron, it was just like he took what he was like Karl Malone body, but he had like a guard skills, but it wasn't like he was trying to force it on the game. He could have went out there and gave like 50 a night, but he changed.
You can get 50 a night. Why didn't you just get 50 a night? I hate that. Yo, I could have 40. Then do it. If you average 50,
that wasn't his game though. That wasn't his game though.
LeBron is more magic than Mike.
Of course, he more like distributing type guard than attacking type guard, but he had a more overall all around game to me than somebody like that was just strictly out there trying to score. He was trying to affect the game in multiple ways that other players didn't, ways that other players couldn't. They couldn't guard.
But if it's not resulting in winning, then what are you doing? Like maybe this series. I'm just following you what you're saying with LeBron, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying about it. What I'm saying is this: a lot of people kill him for his 6 finals losses. Maybe if you did go out there and average 50, niggas don't respect the triple double. Niggas respect the nigga giving 50 every night.
I think killing somebody for making the finals and losing is kind of idiotic to me. Me personally, that's idiotic. He made it to the finals. It was you versus the next team. That's 2 out of 30. You feel me? Only 2 teams make the finals every year. We do know there's only one of them going to win. So if you made it to the finals and you lost, you got swept the first time versus the Spurs. That was rough. He was young. He was Similac on his breath.
Let me.
Now let him finish real quick.
So how come don't nobody make? How come people don't look at? How don't people make the Buffalo Bills a top 10 when they talk about top 10s?
I don't know.
Because they want
to win. You have to win.
Bravo.
They went to 4. Nobody has been to 4 straight Super Bowls since the Buffalo Bills.
But
Nobody has done that. Nobody's done that.
Thing is also
but you didn't win.
But some people put teams that ain't even been to the finals ahead of them. They ain't never been to the NFL championship ahead of them. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls, brother. You know how difficult it is to go to 4. It don't matter. They lost to
it has to matter. It has to matter.
They lost to better teams. I mean, outside of Scott. I mean, if you want to blame, if the kicker make a kick, they win 1. If the kicker make it quick, they probably win 2. So you can't even really just one motherfucker on the team. They don't really do shit but kick off. You feel me? And you hanging the loss on the whole team. You can't. I mean, that the logic don't really make much sense. It ain't like they went to the game and got their asses blown out. I mean, the Dallas one they did, but they missed kicks. Wide left. What was it? Wide left? Wide right?
Wide right?
My fault. But the proof is in the pudding. Like, bro, they made it there. Making it there gotta be you gotta put a motherfucker in a different category. You make it a 4 straight. I mean, that's just
crazy. But I'm not putting this. I'm gonna put you in a category for making it 4 straight. You picked up 4 AFC joints, but I'm not putting you up. I'm not giving you super props because like just making it can't stop being the goal. Like, you can't put the goal.
You can't put them above teams that won. You can't put them. You can't put them above teams that won. Can you put them above a team that won 1 on a field goal or 1 on a missed kick versus them making it to 4 straight? I mean, like now you kind of
so like. So why do people praise Bron for making 6 straight finals and only winning what? He been to 10 NBA finals.
He been to 10. He won what? 4.
4.
He won 4.
Been 10 times. Listen to what you just said. He been to the finals 10 times, brother.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's dominant.
Magic been to it 9 times. That won 5.
That's pure dominance.
And that's legit. That's legit shit.
Look at Magic teams. Look at Magic teams, though. Come on.
Yo, I'm telling you, this whole skit. Yo, that whole skit started in 2011. This is the whole thing. Yo, I'm a premonition type of dude. But I'm telling you, his skid started with them funky losses. Yo, he was supposed to have, they should have won all 4 years in Miami. Should have been, they should have won all 4 years.
I can't say they should have. I can't say they should have.
Bet. Who on Dallas team was better than LeBron James in 2011?
You talking about individuals? They were a better team.
They weren't. No, they weren't.
They were more connected.
They weren't a better team.
How weren't they? How was it?
They wasn't a better
team ball. Brother, we not talking about individuals and what the individual is on the individual. Like we talking about team basketball.
How much did LeBron?
Jason Kidd
how much LeBron average? How much LeBron average?
So,
bro, his average don't matter. The Mavericks played better team ball. Though,
you telling me the GOAT of the league got outshined by 2 players under 6 feet?
That's narrative talk, brother. We talking about basketball. We on a basketball.
That's basketball.
You on a bro. You on a
6'9".
You
6'9".
That don't mean shit. It's plenty of 6'9" niggas
Hold
that's
on,
trash,
hold
bro.
Hold on, Ed. Hold on.
Let's be real. Niggas that are ass.
Let's be real here.
6'9" niggas that are ass, bro.
Let's be
I'm
real.
a Laker fan. I'm not a Kobe fan. I'm not.
Wait a minute, Eddie. Hold up, Sean.
My fault, bro.
Let's be real here. In 2011, LeBron James was this is the first year ever that LeBron was considered the villain of the NBA because he made a move to the Heat. They were supposed to win 4 straight titles. I don't care how you can say, oh, they was.
I don't think he was supposed to do anything. You ain't supposed to do nothing unless you do it.
They're supposed to win 4 straight.
Bro, that's narrative talk.
Wait a minute. They didn't win 4 straight. And then he got outperformed by Jason Terry and JJ Barea.
That's narrative talk, brother.
Right
That's narrative talk.
Great.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, in the basketball, in the games, brother, in those games, motherfucking Jason Terry and JJ Barea was killing Mario and them. He was killing them, literally. And the motherfucking Mavericks had the perfect defense to play against LeBron, who didn't really have a jump shot. He didn't really have a post game. All he had was a drive game. So he was just going to wall it up, make you kick out these dumbass shooters.
That's him. Yo, that's
Say it again.
Hold up, Greg. But you keep saying narrative. Hold up. You keep saying narrative. Greg, I need you to pull up all the stats. The nigga averaged 27 in the regular season. It's no logic. There's no basketball player on this planet that can tell me in an 82-game series, on the 82-game season, you average 27 points and you get on the biggest stage in the world.
Correct.
And you average 17.
You get on the biggest stage in the world.
You get on the biggest stage in the world.
You get on the biggest stage in the world. And the thing is, you can say he may have underperformed. You can say that. What I saw was the Mavericks carving up that motherfucking defense, and the motherfucking Mavericks had the perfect defensive plan against that goddamn team. Make him a motherfucking jump shooter, and it's a wrap. He wasn't there yet.
He's saying that already. He's saying that already when he got swept by the Spurs.
27
He's saying that already.
7
was young.
He's saying that already.
7 during the regular season. I'm gonna just pull up what he did in the finals real quick. So in the finals, LeBron James in this finals against the Dallas Mavericks in 2011. The man is considered the best player in the league. He goes out and averages 17, 7, and 7. So that's a 10-point dip. Don't tell me that's the best.
10-point dip.
The best defense.
That ain't. What I'm saying is they had the plan against him. Now, whether or not they could have
against LeBron,
and it worked,
He's saying it already.
He's
saying it.
He could not shoot. He couldn't
He's
shoot
saying
from the
it
perimeter,
already.
and he didn't have a post game.
He's saying it already in San Antonio when he got swept.
Got swept in San Antonio. He was even more underdeveloped than what he was when he was in Miami. He really couldn't shoot then. He really didn't have a post up game.
That's what makes it worse.
What makes it worse? The fact that he couldn't do the things that he could do. He couldn't do them.
Wait a minute, Eddie. Look, because I'm a Lakers fan too. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. But this is my issue. Whenever you're in the league and you're progressing, you continue to grow when you're in the league. So as a 22-year-old playing on what I think is arguably the worst team ever to make the finals in the 2007 Cavaliers, you go out and 4 years later playing with a future Hall of Famer in Wade, a future Hall of Famer in Bars.
Oh, what was Wade? Time out. You saying he was a future Hall of Famer? How did he play?
Wade led the series. Wade led the series in scoring.
Bro.
Yeah,
Wade led the series in
Wade
scoring.
averaged 26, bro.
What I'm saying is, when he was playing in the game, brother, when he was playing in the games, the motherfucking Heat, the Mavericks, that was the whole game plan. If Wade gonna kill us, we gonna shake their hand and go to home.
Bro.
We not gonna let LeBron James kill us.
That's narrative talk.
LeBron James in the lane out on the break.
That's
what games did you
talk.
watch?
That's narrative talk.
That's narrative.
What games? How many points? How many points?
Hold on. How many points? I'm gonna have to ask you this question because you're a LeBron guy. That's what it sounds like.
I'm a Lakers guy. I'm going off of facts. What did the Mavericks do against him? What was the Mavericks defensive scheme?
How many points did he score in Game 4? How many points did he score in Game 4?
9.
He had 9 points.
Yeah.
Brother,
9
he had
points.
9.
The best player in the game. The best player in the game gave you 9? That's all
9 points?
It happens.
When did Mike ever have that? Did Mike have that?
Jermaine,
you compare,
hold on, Jermaine,
you comparing them to Mike.
About, what did I say? How many about consistency?
How many NBA players? Here's why I am. I don't get into the direct comparison of him versus Mike. I don't do that. How many NBA players have played in the NBA Finals? How many times has a motherfucker played in the NBA Finals and scored less than 10 points?
And I get where you going at, Eddie, but guess
exactly.
what? How many number one guys? How many guys who are the number one guys
I don't give a fuck
on your team?
I don't.
How many times did the number one guy on your team, when they say you are the best player on the team in the finals, is going to go out there and get 9 in the game?
It happens, bro.
It only happened with one guy.
When he scored 9 points, how many free throw attempts did he have?
I ain't even looked that up, but I can do it.
Probably had 2 or 3. This is when I was watching.
Because you said
what you say? He said he had 2 or 3. What was the and that leads?
But you said LeBron. You said LeBron was a driver, right? That's his game. He can't
that's
shoot.
His game, but they could. But what was? You
and I'm sorry.
The fact that there's another team on the court, bro.
LeBron didn't get 9 points in that game. He got 8 in that game, and he had 4.
What I'm saying, you got to acknowledge the fact that there's another team on the court, and the other team has a game plan that they are trying to execute. And they are in the finals for a reason, for executing game plans. That's exactly what they did.
LeBron played 46 minutes in that game.
And had 8 points.
How many free throw attempts he had?
He had 4 free throws.
He couldn't even get to the line. That's a free throw a
quarter. Who's that on, though? Who's that on? Who's that on?
That's on him, and it's also credited to the defense that he's playing against. Y'all don't like to give credit to
they
the
had,
playing against.
Yes,
listen, bro.
You just said it. He was matched up majority of the time against Jason Terry.
Edward, if listen, Edward, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to be disrespectful.
No, we hold the conversation.
Listen, disrespectful.
If you,
I know, right?
If you played on a court and you stuck me, I'm going straight to the post. Braun had JJ Barea and Jay Centauri on him,
and he's at the high elbow.
What is he doing? What is he doing
trying
to dribble the ball?
Why was he at the high elbow? Why?
260.
But why? Listen, though, bro. Why was he in those positions?
LeBron never goes to
Mavericks. The Mavericks defense, the whole Mavericks defense was designed to keep him out of the paint. I mean, I can't not acknowledge the fact that the Mavericks had a game plan and he executed.
Now watch this. Hold up. Now watch this, because you throw the word narrative around a lot. So you keep talking about how much their game plan was this, that, and the third. And okay, let's just say that was the case. Isn't LeBron supposed to be credited as one of the smartest IQ players in the world? How did you not figure out what they was doing to still make yourself productive?
Right.
How you didn't figure out to make yourself productive? See, that's
you talking about at that time? We're not talking about.
He was already a league MVP. He was already a league MVP. He was already a league MVP.
He was already a
two-time.
What was his game, though? Respect his game. We respecting the accolades, but what was his game? He was a driver. He was a kind of a light streaky shooter, but he wasn't no shooter, and he damn sure didn't have no post-up game that he could reliably depend on at that time in his career.
You still got to make yourself effective. That's the whole thing.
You can try to do whatever the hell you want to do. I can try to.
Hold on, Coach. Go
ahead, Coach.
So compare LeBron to Greek Freak real quick. Every time they play against Greek, the defense is designed to do what?
Tackle.
build a wall, right? Same thing they did with LeBron.
That's if the team actually follows through with that game plan, because we seen what happened with game plan, right? We seen what happened when you don't go through with the game plan though. What the Suns do?
Let me finish.
How many games did the Suns go through with that? My fault, coach. My fault.
Greek is not a jump shot shooter, right?
Correct.
So there's nothing nobody can stop him from getting 25, 30 points in the finals, correct?
Not necessarily. Unless you're going to just wall them up.
And they did that, and they still couldn't stop him, right?
No, who did that? Did the Phoenix Suns
Phoenix
do that?
did.
They didn't do that.
Yes.
They didn't do that.
If you watch the finals, I know you watched the finals.
They didn't play him one-on-one. They let AJ play him one-on-one.
You say you are, there's nothing nobody can do to stop.
Bro, that's cap talk, because we playing against professionals. You're playing against professionals, brother. They can devise some shit to stop you. Because it's been perfect.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question. Ed.
8 points.
You mean to tell me? I'm sorry, Coach. Real quick. You mean to tell me? Forget all this strategy and all that stuff, because I'm leaning towards exactly what Maine's talking. You mean to tell me I wasn't even cheering against Miami that year? But all I know is this: as the game was going and it was close, you wasn't yelling at the TV, "Braun, go get the ball, be aggressive, do something." Don't tell me you was like, "Oh yeah, that's part of the game plan." While he was sitting and hiding in the corner, he was hiding in the corner.
As I was watching the game, you feel me? What I saw with my eyes was the Mavericks loading up the fucking paint, daring anybody in the motherfucking Miami Heat jersey to make a jump shot. That's what I saw. He was springing back.
We're not talking about anybody. We're talking about an all-time
bro.
Great.
I don't care.
He gets judged differently. He gets judged differently.
That's the difference. That's the difference between me and a lot of other people. I don't give a fuck who you talking about. When you playing basketball, is the motherfucking game plan is everybody packing the paint. If you think you can run through 5 people and get a bucket, then go ahead and try. Go ahead and try.
Okay, well, I'm gonna respect that you feel that. I'm gonna respect that you say you feel that way. Because me personally, when Mike was on his shit, this was my thinking. When once Chicago started winning their first championship, hold up. This is what I was thinking. Mike is better than 3 or 4 of their top. He's better than all of their top players. He's better than all of their top players.
We can acknowledge that. Brother.
No. I'm just saying the difference of production and actually putting effort towards it.
We can acknowledge that.
Whoever they got, Mike is better than all their best players, and that's what the trick was.
Also, too, brother, we have to respect history. When Mike was playing, when Mike was going to the finals, and when Mike was doing his thing, what was the defensive rules back then? You couldn't even be in the motherfucking lane. You couldn't be a step away from your defender. You couldn't be inside the paint, one toe in, one toe out doing the dance. You feel me? Motherfuckers was rotating late to Mike, and couldn't nobody stay in front of him. He was too quick. Once he got past you, he was going to do something freaky. Who said that shit? Mitch said that shit. Hey, man, you better be on your P's and Q's, because once this motherfucker get past you, he going to do something freaky, and the motherfucking weak side defender wasn't nowhere in sight, because if he left his man, it was illegal defense, and he was going to get a motherfucking tech.
Hold up. That's also the evolution of the game. If they change things, cool. But at the same time, though, I got to agree with what Coach just said, because the rules ain't changed that far-fetched from what we just seen with Greek, with what LeBron had to deal with in 2011. Let me get to it. Let me tell you where I'm going at. I watched the Raptors do the same exact thing to Greek Freak when they walled up and they dared him to shoot. The man said, all right, cool. When I come out the next year, I'm going to work on a mid-range jumper that's going to make you respect.
But didn't Miami clip him next year, though?
Hold up.
Miami clipped him, didn't he? Didn't Miami clip them? They go to the finals against the Lakers?
And he was hurt, so I can't give him that whole thing. Just listen where I'm going at.
All right.
Listen where I'm going at. Because in 2018, the Raptors did it because he couldn't shoot the ball. Kind of what you're trying to say that LeBron couldn't do in 2011 because he was a straight attacker. I'm saying this. In year 8, I watched LeBron against the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals before they went to go play Dallas, who was a better defensive team than the Dallas Mavericks.
What was the strategy?
What they were doing? The same thing. But what was LeBron doing?
No, it was isolate. They was letting him get right downhill and what nobody. They was staying glued to them goddamn shit.
In that Eastern Conference Finals, that was the finals when Muhammad pushed LeBron in the ground and everything. They was bullying him too. But
they was trying to bully him. But what
I think sometimes at that time in 2011, LeBron hid. The stage was still too big for him at that time. He just didn't step up. Let's just call a spade a spade. The man didn't step up that time.
I acknowledge both facts of it. That's where I'm at with it. I acknowledge the fact that he had a poor performance in the finals. Correct. I also acknowledge the fact
that
the Dallas Mavericks also too came out with the motherfucking perfect game plan. Wall that ass up, make these other motherfuckers shoot the ball. Point blank period. And if he can't shoot, he don't want to shoot. He can't shoot. He don't want to shoot. 8 points before free. How many free throw attempts did he average in the finals? How many 8 points did he? How many free throw attempts did he average in the regular season and playoffs? A game.
Listen what I'm saying.
It was definitely more than 4.
8 points ain't a wall. That's confidence.
That's checking out. That's
confidence. 8 points ain't no wall.
Where was his lack of confidence? Where was his lack of confidence in?
46 minutes
because he was hiding in the corner.
Because he didn't have a jumper. He couldn't get to the paint. He can't get to the paint. He can't get to his bread and butter. He can't get to his bread and butter, so he's not going to go to the motherfucking Salmon. He ain't going to the motherfucking
You know why it's going to go in circles? You know why it's going to go in circles? It's because you want LeBron to get compared to the 15th man off the bench. So since I hold him.
You can hold him.
He is LeBron James. He's an all-time great.
Cool.
He gets held to the heights of standards.
Cool.
He gets held to the heights of
all that shit go out the window when the ball get thrown in the air, brother. All that shit get thrown out the window when the ball get thrown in the air. All that shit get thrown.
It don't go out the window. It don't go out the window because Mike showed up every game. Mike showed up, win or lose every game.
Mike showed up.
Mike
definitely did show up.
Mike
definitely did show up.
And that's all we talk about. You're trying to be like,
brother.
No, what you're trying to say is Mike, LeBron.
I'm not comparing him to Mike. That's the difference. I'm not holding this conversation and trying to have some sort of connection to Michael Jordan. Any part of my conversation is
it's not about Mike. It's not about Mike. It's about all-time great players.
Right.
In the words of Smokey's moms, in Friday, make it enough. You gotta figure it out. You gotta make it enough.
Brother.
He was hiding.
Nah, brother. I don't get it. I don't get it. Sometimes you got it. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got it. Sometimes you don't.
No, that's the difference. That's okay.
It's basketball, bro. It's basketball, bro.
So you don't get to stay.
Basketball.
So for the Mavericks get all the credit for holding Bron.
I didn't say Mavericks get all the credit. I didn't say that. I said I acknowledge the fact that he had a bad.
Not even a top 20 team.
I acknowledge the fact that
they're not even a top 20.
They not. But what happened in that finals during that year? They came out with a motherfucking game plan and they executed it and it worked. That's point blank period. Well, you got to
execute it because the nigga was.
You got a game plan, execute the shit, and it worked. That's what happened. That's how you look.
So Bron, can we say Bron was in his prime? Can we say Bron was in his prime in 2011?
He was in his prime athletically, but not skill wise. He was in his prime athletically, not skill wise. He wasn't a shooter.
Why
didn't he guard Dirk?
Wait a minute, Swole. Wait. I gotta stop that. Because to say that he was in his prime athletically when the man just won his second MVP the year prior before the
2000.
Doing what?
How? Hold on.
What was his
game?
He
went on to win the MVP. He went on to win the MVP 2 more years in a row right after that. So he won. He won his.
That's a regular season award. That's a regular season award, brother.
You're still trying to shave it to make it look good for him later.
I'm not trying to make it. I don't care.
The man won 4 MVPs. Wait a minute, Eddie. He won 4 MVPs in a 5-year span in this process. That means he's the best in the world.
What was his game at the time, brother? What was his game at the time?
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter, bro.
If you're not going to acknowledge how he won those MVPs and what was his game and what was his play style.
You want to know what his game? No, I'm about to tell you what his game was. His game at the time was the most athletic, most dominant person at 6'8", 260. He could do anything with it because he still had the ball in his hands the majority of the time, and he made.
Was he a shooter? Was he a shooter?
It doesn't matter. You have
Bron ain't become a shooter until year 19.
Giannis ain't a shooter either, but he's still one of the baddest niggas in the NBA.
Exactly.
Giannis definitely one of the baddest motherfuckers in the NBA. But you also have to acknowledge the fact that he's not on the court playing 5 against air. He's not playing against nobody. He's playing against another team that may have came into the motherfucking game with a motherfucking game plan. And the fact that you can't see that the fact that you can't see that a motherfucker.
Guess what? Watch this. And this is why I love this. This is why I love these debates. I watched LeBron James let 2 guys that was 6'3" and under dominate him in a zone matchup. That's all it was. To me, you got to find the weak link. The weak link was J.J. Barrera. Why are you up there posting him up at the free throw line?
Stop. You just
Movement, ball movement, off the ball. LeBron don't play well off the ball. He never has. That's why they struggle right now with the Lakers. Right. That's why they struggle. He can't play off the ball. When he plays off the ball, he struggles. That's why they can't close games. Look at it. Just look at it.
That's what I'm saying. Here's what I say. When people acknowledge the parts of his game that he don't have, you have to also acknowledge the parts of the game that he do have, and vice versa. If you acknowledge the parts of the game that he do got, acknowledge the parts of the game that he don't got. At that time, he was not a consistent jump shooter, three-point shooter, mid-range shooter, no shooter at all. His whole game was drive to the rim, bully you, get to the line. That was his game at that time in his career. He didn't have a post-up game. He just didn't.
Okay, so what about right now? Is he a jump shooter right now?
He's more of a jump shooter than he was then. That's obvious.
So why they can't close games then? Why they can't close games?
Because that's a whole nother topic, bro.
That's a whole nother topic. You're talking about the Lakers. Now you're talking about the Lakers and how they schematically built and the shit that they decide to go out there and do on the court. That's different.
That team is just the Lakers are broken.
Bron is the greatest player, but he get the most excuses.
I don't think he's
and passes. He the greatest player to get the most excuses on why he wasn't successful in certain situations of his career.
It ain't no excuse. I don't think it's an excuse when it actually
all his situations.
All his situations. His numbers support everything that I'm saying. He didn't have a jump shot. Did he or did he not? No. How many free throw attempts did he average in the regular season versus how many free throw attempts he averaged in the finals? That's clearly that could be directly linked to a motherfucking team having a game plan. We keeping him out the paint. Point blank, period. No matter how he
but the world is labeling him as the smart one of the top three smartest players ever.
Correct. What the world say and what Skip say and what all the other motherfuckers may say, all that shit go out the motherfucking window when that ball get tossed in the motherfucking air. That's point blank, period. I could be one of the best shooters in the world, but if I go out there on this goddamn court and I shoot 10 times and I only make it one time, it don't matter that I'm the best shooter in the motherfucking world in the season, in the regular season.
You said the game plan was to keep him out the paint, right?
The Mavericks' game plan was.
Yeah, wasn't that the game plan for the bad boys of Mike too, to keep him out the paint?
What was the difference in the defensive schemes back then, though, Coach?
Well, they was fouling the shit out of him, though.
What was the difference in the rules, though? The difference in the rules and the scheme.
And all of that. You can hand check all of that, right?
But you also
my whole point is, no matter what they tried, they couldn't stop a great from doing what they want to do when they want to do it.
That's the point.
LeBron mentally checked out that series. He mentally wasn't.
I can't make the jump or the leap from what the Pistons what Mike did versus the Pistons 20 years later to what he did versus them. I don't see the correlation. I don't make the 1-on-1 correlation.
I can give you the 1-on-1 correlation. They didn't play with a hand check in 2011. You wasn't allowed.
I was getting ready to say that.
You wasn't allowed.
Correct.
You was actually allowed to be more physical in 1989, 1990. You were. They were actually allowed to basically take you out and get called for a personal foul compared to that of getting a flagrant 2 in the game since 2004. So LeBron knows this. So a soft zone with 2, and again, I'm going to just keep saying it, with 2 guys that are 4 inches shorter than you. We ain't even talking about him having to really elevate. Literally, just put the ball up and you can just jump. Set shot, you're over him. You can do that. Or you can still attack and go to the basket. Because if you are actually putting pressure on the zone, they're going to either foul you or they're going to collapse where you're going to give it to the shooters. He didn't do any of that. None of that. The person that was attacking said zone and was killing was his running mate, Dwayne Wade. That's why Wade was still averaging 35, 40 a game in that series.
True. That's true, brother. What was the game plan?
Hey, watch this, Eddie.
Game plan was
if he
kill us, if Wade kill us, not the MVP. Not the MVP.
Wait a minute. Last thing on that though, right? Watch this. This is how I'm gonna shut this whole thing down. This is how I'm gonna shut this whole thing down. Dwayne Wade ain't never developed no jumper outside of that fadeaway 18-footer. So if you telling me that Dwayne Wade
game plan wasn't because the game plan was geared towards stopping LeBron James. That's why, brother. if you got the game plan focused on one motherfucker and we gonna allow this other motherfucker to go the fuck off, and if we lose by him killing us, we gonna shake their hand and go the fuck home. Motherfucker LeBron was averaging like 10, 12 free throw attempts a motherfucking game. He got their whole back line in motherfucking foul trouble before the motherfucking game got out of.
The man averaged 10 points less than what he averaged in the regular season. That means you.
But can we say that
directly correlated to the team that he played against?
Why?
But can we say that Dwayne Wade was the
MVP? If Bron
MVP, say it again, bro.
If Bron MVP,
can we say that Dwayne Wade was the man for that team?
I think so. In 2011, Dwayne Wade was still the guy.
team when LeBron was there. He was the man.
They were still trying to figure it out. They still had moments in throughout the regular season and the playoffs where they were still, all right, whose turn is this? My turn, is your turn. I don't really know.
You're trying to figure it out, averaging 27-7-7. Like, that's some bullshit.
That ain't bullshit
because it always LeBron. He was the best nigga.
If you watch the games late in the game, they always had issues with trying to figure out who was going to be the one to take the last shot, who was the one would be the one to take the
Let me ask you a question.
I'm going to tell you what the issue was. I'm gonna tell you what. Hold on, before you go, Swole. The issue was always this, and I've been telling this. I've been telling niggas this for 10 years. When LeBron retires, the truth is gonna come out. He's an all-time great, but the problem is this: what he wants, LeBron is the player that wants the best version of everybody else without always being the best version of himself. Because when all of us here played with somebody that was the better player on the court. And guess what? When I play with a nigga that's better than me, or if I'm like the third option, that's my security blanket. Because I'm looking like, yo, I know when the game boils down, we give it to this nigga, he's going to take us home. LeBron wants all the accolades and all the I'm the man until it's, I haven't figured out who's the man. Nigga, you a two-time MVP. It's you. You the best nigga. No, you hiding. You hit.
It wasn't.
I don't care what game plan it was. You hit.
Let me ask you a question. Brown was the MVP of two-time MVP. Why he ain't got Dirk? Why he ain't got Dirk in the finals?
Two-time regular season MVP.
Why ain't he in the prime of his career, defensive wise? Why he ain't got Dirk in the finals? You ain't doing shit else on the offensive end.
I mean, you say
why the fuck Dirk? You ain't taking on the challenge to guard Dirk?
Was he gonna stop Dirk?
He could have contained him. He could have played physical against Dirk.
Maybe.
Chris Bosh.
Was he gonna stop Dirk? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Chris Bosh was clearly the better man.
Who the fuck was he guarding that series? Who the fuck was he? Who the fuck was he guarding that series?
Sean Murray.
Sean Murray killed. Sean Murray killed that year too, and that's
Dallas had a good team though. People can't take away. They had
a well-rounded team.
They had a well-rounded team. They had a motherfucking game plan. They had tactics.
But you had three all-stars on there. They had one all-star.
Bro, all that accolades and shit don't mean nothing when the ball gets tossed in the motherfucking air. It don't matter.
Sean Murray and Dirk. That's three all-stars.
It don't matter when the ball get tossed in the air, brother. That's what I be. That's where my thinking is. I don't give a fuck who you think you is. When this ball get tossed in the air, you gotta do that. If you don't do that, then it don't matter.
Right there, exactly. You have when the ball gets thrown up. I don't care about a game plan. You gotta find a way to be productive.
Yeah,
he didn't find a way.
You can pretend to not give a fuck about a game plan, and just get your ass sent the fuck home. And just
You think Mike, Mike was game planned every game of his career. He didn't give a fuck.
What I think was when Mike was doing him, like I said, defensive rules, the way that you could guard a motherfucker, and when you wasn't guarding your man, Mike would beat his man one-on-one. There wasn't nobody in the league that could even contain Mike. Once he get past him, it was a wrap.
Real easy question for you, Eddie. Real easy question. Was the defense tougher back in the 90s, early 90s? Or was it tougher?
What you mean, tougher physically? Physically or schematically? What are you talking about? Both. Tougher? Yeah.
Both.
Tougher physically, yes. Not schematically, no. No. Because you got more luxury today. You can stand in the paint. Motherfucker can help away from his assignment from fucking 15, 30 feet. If we don't want guard him, we ain't guard him. We leave him in the corner. We load him up on this one side. You couldn't do that shit in Mike era. You couldn't do that in Mike era.
You gonna try to tell me that the Dallas Mavericks schematically was better than the Detroit Pistons?
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
I'm asking. No, but that's what you're trying to go.
I didn't say that.
They had a scheme. scheme.
I said that
they had a scheme.
Their scheme.
And they won championships off their scheme.
Right. They did. They had a scheme and they had a plan and they executed it. And it
Multiple
worked.
championships.
The only reason I think the real reason why Zeke and them ain't keep doing what they was doing because they got old. That's why they got old. They would have kept leaning on Mike if they didn't get old.
How do you get old? Now that's the fake. Now you starting to make me feel you don't know what you're talking
about. They got old.
Because them niggas was fucking. Zeke is literally 1.5 years older than Mike. Stop.
Ain't talking about
Them
Zeke.
niggas going in the same bracket. Joe
Lambert got old.
and Mike is the same age. They're the same age.
Got old, bro.
Same age.
They got old quick. They got old quick.
No.
Coming off the injuries.
They didn't get old quick.
Bill got old quick. Isaiah got old and slow quick. Joe was the only one that was keeping his motherfucking legs. And he got rid of all the other motherfuckers at the championship. Got rid of motherfucking Rick Mahorn and them. Like, come on, bro. They got soft and they got old. That's what happened to them. They got soft and they got old. And Mike and Scotty showed the fuck up. Mike, I can't do it all by my goddamn self. I need another motherfucker. And Scotty got out his own goddamn head, headaches, motherfucking fake tremors and shit. You feel me? And came and actually showed the fuck up. That's what happened to Mike and them. Motherfuckers actually came to the party with him. All right, y'all want to fight with me too? Cool, bet.
Did they get older? Did Chicago just get better?
I think it was a combination of both. Me personally, I think it was a combination of both.
You don't get old in 1 year. Right? They beat them 1 year and they came back and beat them next. So that ain't getting old.
They got old quick, brother. They got old quick.
How can you say they got, hold up. How can you say
they got old quick
when they went to the
I'm
Eastern
talking
Conference
about
Finals
age.
next year?
I'm talking about age. I'm talking about just the way that, in that matchup and versus that matchup, they looked at old. The third spring group at the finals. They looked at old.
They just beat them the year before. They just beat them the year before, right?
Right, that was a whole year.
They had just beat the Bulls 3 straight postseasons in a row before 91.
Right.
They didn't get old. Right. They just got beat by a better team now.
That's just me, brother. I just personally think they got old quick. Them legs got old quick as shit. When they got time to guard Mike and them. When they got time to go up against Mike and Scotty. They did what they did versus all them other goddamn teams to get what they got. When they got time in that matchup, they wasn't as surprised they was the year before. And they got their asses sent home.
Is that what LeBron is now? LeBron old now?
I don't know. You talking about now today? Wait, when he on the Lakers? I mean, 30-something years old.
LeBron. Is
he don't play old? Nigga don't play old. Not right now.
If he don't play old, why every 2 minutes? Why every 2 minutes? Yo, y'all keep reminding us that he's 37 in year 19.
Hey, brother, I ain't got nothing to do with what the media do. They ain't got shit to do with me. When he on the court, he don't.
I'm talking about another damn group.
I don't do that. I ain't got nothing to do with the other brothers in the group. When I watch the game, when I see him running up and down the damn court, he don't look old. He don't look 30, whatever. He don't look 38, 37. He don't. Do you think he look 37 years old?
Well, nope. And I'll tell you when he really didn't look 37 years old in 2011. He definitely looked 37.
Right.
And that nigga he was hiding in the fucking corner.
What was his game then? What was his game then? Acknowledge everything.
We all know what
acknowledge everything.
Hold on.
I ain't trying to defend the nigga, but it is what it is. He wasn't a shooter.
I'm going to ask it again. So remember, the key of this whole topic tonight was about upper echelon players. So I'm going to go to
you think he's not in it?
Huh? Say it again.
I think he's not in it.
Who's not in it?
He is up LeBron. He is up.
What the fuck we talking about then? Are you trying to say? You think?
Because we
are we trying to build an argument? Are we trying to build an argument to see if he's better than somebody else? He could be fourth if you want to put him fourth in the list. That's
nobody never not that. We all been saying LeBron was in the top 4. So
why not?
We never said that. But here we go. This where it was primarily going at. I'm gonna ask this question, right? Kevin Durant. This for everybody that's on here. Is he an all-time upper echelon player?
No question.
How many? Hold on. How many is in the upper echelon? Is it 10? Is it 5? How many?
Right now, in my opinion, I personally have 10 guys that are like the elite of the elite. When you can say, yo, these were the cream of the crop. These were the dudes that changed franchises, changed the way the game was played. Everything in between, like just franchise leaders, the legendary guys that you could be like, yeah, that's the one.
He top 10. He top 10 for sure.
Kevin needs 2 more. He needs 2 more.
Get it to 10?
He needs
get
2
into
more.
10?
No. He's already in 10. He needs 2 more to possibly crack that top 5. He get 2 more and the final choice. Yeah, he's there. He's there.
I can agree with
that. Conversation.
I can agree with that for sure.
And that was the key of this whole topic, because I want to talk about some of the current guys, because I know a couple people jumped on late, but what we were getting at from the debate in the little chat group that I had earlier, it was saying that when LeBron retires, who's going to be that guy that can say he's the face of the league, where he's so dominant that he's better than everybody? Me personally, I think a guy like KD is already in that mix. It's just that he's playing the second best small forward in the league behind LeBron James, because LeBron is the best all time at the position, and LeBron's top 3 all time, in my opinion. So it's hard to eclipse that when you playing in the same era as one of the best. So when I'm saying LeBron, let's just say LeBron retires in the next 2 years, who takes the mantle of being the said face of the NBA? Now, Coach,
if Durant win it those 2 years, it might be like, nigga, it's time for you to leave anyway, because this is the guy. He's the one.
And it could be like,
there. Durant has a window. He has a window. That's why this Kyrie shit is so big, because the Nets have a window. They have a window. And if they don't win it this year, it's trouble. Somebody gonna have to go. Somebody got to go.
But
they didn't put them 3 niggas together. Yeah. But he the one that put it together too, which is the weird part. So
right. You said
I don't know.
Right? You said
that's what I'm trying to think.
Right?
Say it again, Coach.
Hold on. Being the face and being the best player is 2 different things.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, that's true.
Steph Curry's gonna be the face. That don't mean he's gonna be the best player though. Like, I think Greek is gonna be the best player, but they're not.
No, I think they're
not gonna give him the face of the league.
I don't think they can make Greek it.
They not.
I don't think they can give it to Greek either, because they never give it to an overseas dude.
I think
but they put this. They would love for Steph. Put this. I'm with you with that, Jermaine, but they would love for Steph to be it, because once again, Steph is Drake. Like, he's easy to put your arms around. You know what I'm saying? But if Golden State don't win it, if they don't win it, you can't give them the face.
I like what you said about windows, because even with Chef, there is a small window because of the age factor.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, he's been through a lot of injuries. Their team is an older basketball team, if we're going to go with the older narrative, just like Ed said with the Detroit Pistons of the 91 team. They are an older built team. They're in win now mode. They have to win now, because if they don't, there could be some moving parts that change their team. So I'm looking at when LeBron steps away, because I think LeBron is right now in that mode of, I'm ready to just get all these individual all-time accolades and then we good, because nothing's going to change his legacy. Because right now the goal is
the losses cemented his legacy in some people's eyes. So it's like
you said the losses.
Yeah, the losses have cemented where they gonna put him in the legacy. He can't winning another finals ain't people. If he win another ring, 2 more rings, he would have to make the finals wins more than the losses by at least 2 or 3 for people to be like, all right, cool.
I think he's perfectly fine. If he never go to another finals, LeBron is set in stone. Right now,
he's in the top 3. He's top 3 regardless. Right now, if he don't ever win again, he's top 3.
I don't care what else happens.
He's gonna be top. He's gonna be top 2 once he passes Kareem.
And that's the point.
You know what? Now I ain't with that, man. With the top 2, because that doesn't take away Kareem's accolades and stuff. That's why I said it's a GOAT room. I just don't like this whole situation with this new generation, these younger cats. Everybody's the GOAT. Go. I feel it's a GOAT room, and I feel only Kareem, LeBron, and Mike is in the room. Now, if you want to say you think Kareem is the best of all time, I can go for that. If somebody want to say they think it's LeBron, I can go for that. But it's certain individuals that and stuff you got to have just to even be in that room. And only them 3 got those things that you can. They're the only 3 that has access to that room. That's what I mean.
How you feel about this statement though? Was Kareem the best player on his team when he played with Magic?
This is what I'm saying.
I
didn't think so all the time either.
No.
I thought he was like, no, I didn't think so. That's what I'm saying. James Worthy might have been number 2, or he might have been 1. This is what I'm saying.
That's why I can't put Kareem number 2.
I think his early career is minimum number 2, though.
Hold on. If you the GOAT, you got to be the best player on your team your whole career. He wasn't the best player on his team for like 7 of those years. It was Magic.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can't put Kareem too. I gotta put LeBron at.
It's tough, bro. When you start talking about them accolades and shit like that, yeah, you feel me? You can have them where you at. That's why I think about the shit in different stages of the shit. Accolades wise, you got these motherfuckers right here. You got people, and then you got skill, then you got potential, then you got what the fuck they can do. You feel me? It's different ways of actually looking at it. You feel me? When instead of it just being cut and dry, all right, cool. He ain't win shit, so he ain't in it. Or he ain't win this many, so he ain't in it. That's what it eventually boiled down to. Because if we talk about basketball, playing basketball, somebody that's 6'9" or somebody that's 6'6" like Mike was, cat quick, can guard anybody on the perimeter, was one of the top defensive guards in the league, you feel me? You can put him right there. You can put him up there at the top. You got somebody like LeBron. He could do a lot of the same shit that a guard could do, but he was built like Karl Malone, though. But could pass like a Stockton type motherfucker. That's you molding multiple people into one person. So his skill level should have him up. But what his accolades and what he accomplished with that skill level is what brings him down to me. But it's also a team game. So it's like shit, he ain't out there playing 1-on-5 and he got killed, or it's 1-on-1 for the championship and he lost. They playing team ball. I don't know, bro. That shit just be it.
When you talk about Kareem,
all a matter of opinion.
When you talk about Kareem, do you take into consideration his accolades from high school to the NBA? Or do you just talk about NBA?
That's what they do, but they only do that.
Not as high school or college shit. I don't think I don't count high school or college shit. We talking about the NBA. What you doing in the NBA? That's where I be at. What the hell you doing in the NBA? What's your skill level? How did you perform on a basketball court in games?
I mean, that's a good statement though to ask, because you talking about basketball career. I think Kareem had the greatest career of all time. I don't think he's the greatest player of all time.
Accolades, why? When you tie in accolades along with skill, Kareem is at the top. There's no question. The shit he did at UCLA, it can't be matched. Damn it. It probably won't be matched. He was dominant. He changed rules because of Kareem. He couldn't dunk. Bruh. Kareem was
that was a different time in America, period. A lot of that was racially motivated too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like
Magic. Magic outperformed him on the court, but was he a better basketball player than Kareem at the time?
Hell yeah.
Was he a better basketball player than Kareem?
Magic could do everything Kareem can do, but could Kareem do everything Magic?
No, Magic couldn't guard no goddamn body. Who Magic was guarding? Magic couldn't guard a motherfucking light.
Kareem was only guarding centers.
But he could guard them. He wasn't a liability on defense. Magic was a liability on defense his whole career. His whole entire career.
It's because he played a point guard. He can guard small forwards and power forwards.
It's funny to say Magic was
the passively, but he was
his whole career.
He would still get caught. Still get killed.
When he retired, he was the all-time leader in steals.
I ain't know that was.
That's playing passing lane. That's playing passing lane and shit.
That's not all the time. Not all. That's still turnovers.
Not all the time. Now, true. You can't. He wasn't doing the shit like how Stockton was taking the ball from a motherfucker.
Magic Johnson
taking it from people.
Magic Johnson was the most skilled basketball player ever until LeBron.
I don't know. Basketball.
He was the most skilled basketball player.
He couldn't guard nobody. LeBron could do everything that Magic could do, but he also guard.
Right now, right?
We talking about basketball in general. You play both sides of the court, right, coach?
That's true.
You gotta be able to guard some motherfucker. But I don't give a fuck how many points you put up. You put up 98, he put up 99. Your ass gonna take that L. You gotta guard some motherfucking body. He couldn't guard nobody like.
How well was Kareem guarding Moses Malone?
He was getting destroyed.
That was a bad matchup for him.
Hey,
there you go. Matchups. NBA about matchups. League about matchups too, though, coach. You know that.
Magic was a 6'9". He wasn't checking no guards back then. He was 6'9".
It's a lot of nice niggas that get fried out here on a nightly basis.
That's true.
Hey,
Westbrook, one of them.
Westbrook just got done in there last night by Morant.
One of them.
Let's talk about it. Talk about that. Westbrook, hey, bro, I don't give a fuck about the turnovers. What's going to happen? Because he's been a turnover machine his whole career. Tell this man he making $40+ million, bro. He can't even give a slight bit of effort on defense. He's like the fifth or sixth worst. He's like the fifth or sixth best defense.
Hold on, let me get this out real quick. let me get this out real quick, because I want to do these kind of forums at least twice a week. You know, I've been doing this before, so I'm trying to get back in, especially right now with this whole potential COVID stuff going on. So I'm trying to get it back rolling. So I'm glad y'all came on. But that Russell Westbrook talk, that's the next show for tomorrow. Man. That's tomorrow's talk, bro. Because I'm pissed off with him right now. What he doing, man? Crazy.
He missing wide open dunks, yo. He gotta stop, yo.
Bro, hey, and on offense, that shit happens. Motherfucker miss a dunk all the goddamn time. People miss dunks. The shit happens.
Not Russell Westbrook. He don't miss dunks.
Bro, if you telling me that man is 100% in dunks in his career, then you're lying. He's missing dunks.
Well, before he got to the Lakers, dunks. He was.
No, he wasn't. He was not 100% on.
No, he was missing dunks. He was missing dunks,
bro. That's not.
I ain't said it was practice. He was constantly missing the ball. Niggas miss dunks. We get it.
He ain't giving no effort on defense. That shit is laughable. $40 million, bro.
No, it's the in-game situations. It's like,
yo, but who created the situation? Who got him over there? That's what I want to know. How you get to the Lakers?
That's a LeBron move.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant when he playing on the
court. It is relevant. You give up 3 jump shots.
It is.
You give up 3 knockdown shooters for no Jay Simpson. It's impossible. 3 knockdown shooters for no Jay Simpson. How do you explain that?
Very tough. As a Lakers fan, it's very tough to watch what's going on right now. That's all I can say.
I'll tell you why they got identity. Your Lakers tradition is big man guard. That's how y'all win championships. Through the big men in the guard. That's how the Lakers win championships.
All that energy on offense. He don't give y'all shit on defense.
LeBron give more energy on defense than Russell. That's plain to see.
That ain't saying much. But that ain't saying much.
He's saying a lot.
All this he's supposed to be the leader. All that. Yesterday, when the game was tight.
Hold up, Swole. Niece, I don't know if you see me posted the other day, but it was the Nets game from Christmas, right? And I watched how Stanley Johnson gave them the energy to want to play defense in that fourth quarter. And the whole game started changing. LeBron started cooking. And I'm like, damn, they're locked in defensively with a lineup of Stanley Johnson, LeBron, Melo, Monk, and THT. Remember where I'm going at? They pulled THT out with 3 minutes left and put Russ back in the game. He proceeded to have 3 turnovers, 2 points, missed that damn dunk, and he allowed 8 points. The bucket to Brown when he drove right by him because I didn't know if he was in zone or man. Then he let Patty Mills.
He ain't know what the fuck he was doing.
The last play of the game, Patty Mills literally was his man. Russ' back was looking at the rim.
His attention to detail is piss poor.
And I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? Are you in zone or are you in man? I'm confused. Like,
how about last night?
Last night was last night.
What happened last night? No timeout.
The game was 99-99.
The game was what was happening last night, brother?
And Bron had the opportunity to get the rebound, and Ja Morant took the rebound off his own miss, and laid it back up.
Right,
so, Bron, you 6'9" against a motherfucker 6'3".
The nigga get up.
Did you see the effort?
Wait a minute. You can't teach that athletic ability that Ja Morant.
Ja Morant can get up.
Did you see the effort? Did you see the effort? Did you see the effort LeBron went for the rebound?
Ja Morant right now can jump.
Poor, bro.
First of all, Ja Morant should have never even got that close to the motherfucking rim to begin with.
Because Russ was allowed all night long.
Let's start. What was happening? They was trying at the end of the game. They was hunting that goddamn switch. Get Avery Bradley off of Ja Morant and bring Russell ass over here.
Yep.
And bring Russell ass over here. This is who we want. We want him. We want him. His slow-footed ass. What was they doing? He was getting the Steph Curry treatment. Oh, Steph Curry don't want nobody? Bring his ass.
Let me ask you a
question.
Let me ask you a question. Basketball 101, right? What do your coaches tell you when a player goes to spin?
Not 101. That's the problem.
The next line of defense step up, and he won't get past Russell Westbrook because there'd be a charge.
No middle.
When a player goes to spin, the next line of defense got to be there for the spin.
No middle mean at the head of the snake. At the head, brother. You got to stop that at the top. At the top. It ain't just, if he just so happens to let him bobble. When he do let him bobble, then we come over.
Y'all really don't see what's going on?
Go ahead, Coach. Give it to him.
them dudes in cruise control, man. They're not playing hard to the playoffs.
Yep, you perfectly right.
They old.
Yes.
They going
the conference.
Spend
Look at the conference standings.
What playoff season is they gonna get?
Coach Man,
but listen,
you took the words out of my mouth, Swole. You still gotta get in the playoffs.
What playoff season?
Hey,
and you don't want to get in. And you don't want to get in the playoffs. In my opinion, as a Lakers fan, I don't want to see the Warriors in the first round. I don't want to see.
Don't want to see a healthy Lakers in the first round.
I don't want to see it.
Who don't want to see a healthy Lakers in the first round?
Nobody in the Western Conference.
Lakers in the first round.
Nobody in
the Warriors will smoke. They will smoke.
I mean, they might beat them, but I guarantee they don't want to see a healthy.
My hand to God, right here. If the Lakers play Golden State, this year, they will get swept. My hand to God.
Look, watch this.
Delusional.
Two terrible matchups.
Brown will get swept.
Early.
You know
the Lakers don't want to. The Lakers don't want to see the Warriors early. The Lakers don't want to see the Warriors early, and the Lakers don't want to see Phoenix early because those perimeter play is going to kill them. And then Ayton, the way he been playing against the Lakers, he's going to be a problem. I do not want to see those two teams early. You and Sam maybe semifinals, Western Conference Finals, but not early, bro.
The two main issues with this goddamn team.
Now, they're in cruise control right now. That's all it is.
That's why I say at every loss or win, they sit there and they look up and they see the standings and they see, goddamn, we still 2 games back from 5 or 3 games back from 4. All these other goddamn teams just lumped together. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Nobody separating themselves.
That's the only pro, but there's the con though. Here's the con. They get the toughest schedule right now after February. From February on.
Think about what your boy doing right now. He's spending all his energy on offense. He trying to break records right now. He ain't playing no things.
Right.
You can't
do chasing stats.
At this point in his career, he chasing stats. At this point in his career, he can't do both. It gotta be one or the other. He chasing stats.
Brown is chasing stats.
Now, playoffs, I guarantee you, playoffs, he played both defense and offense.
When I see that, when I watch these motherfucking games,
he's going to get swept.
When I watch the games, the two areas we get killed at in the motherfucking most is on the perimeter and on the glass. He can help a little bit on the glass, a little bit, box his man out, rebound. On the perimeter, we getting killed. We're getting killed defensively on the perimeter.
So you telling me if y'all struggling on the perimeter, you telling me you want to see Golden State in the first round? No, it's going to be a sweep.
Nobody.
It's going to be a general sweep. Brown gets swept too. You know what that'll do to his legacy if he gets swept twice in the first round?
Hey,
bro. Never been swept.
What's going to be the narrative now?
It ain't going last year.
No, this is fool's gold right now. That's fool's gold right now. What y'all seeing with Golden State?
Wow. Yo, the picture of the Lakers was yesterday right before the half. John Morant came down.
That's gonna mess everything up when he come back. I promise you. He gonna take some of them young boys' minutes that's balling out of control, and watch what happens. He gonna take their confidence.
You know who
plays
the Lakers miss out of all the players Lakers miss right now.
Caruso.
No, I'm talking on their current roster. On their current roster, you know who they miss right now?
Anthony Davis.
Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is the Lakers' best bench player.
AD is they missing AD. Anthony Davis is the main. A healthy Anthony Davis changed the whole dynamic of what we talking about. A healthy, engaged Anthony Davis changed the whole
dynamic. That's the whole thing. Y'all
Anthony Davis from the bubble.
You keep saying they in cruise control and all this other stuff. You're not going. I'm telling you now. I'm saying you're not getting. You may get a healthy AD, but you're not going to get a mentally healthy AD. I'm telling you, it ain't no turning it on.
The Lakers ain't
y'all
winning.
Keep being like, oh, they just
the Lakers win.
This is who they are.
Win nothing.
This is who they are.
They won't win nothing if they don't have an engaged AD. That's cut dry. That's just
this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I think he's done. I think he's done with y'all. I think he's done with y'all. I think he's done with y'all. Y'all point this. You don't get to keep saying. You don't think he's hearing all the media because that's what these niggas do. He's soft. He's street clothes. That nigga mentally, yeah, he may come back physically okay, but mentally, that nigga is not coming back. He's checked out. That nigga's checked out.
You know why he checked out? You know why he checked out? Because he told the Lakers, I don't want to play center. What the Lakers trying to do? Force him to do. Play
He's
center.
Not a center. He's not a
but
center.
That's what he's telling them. He's telling them.
He's not a center.
Lakers want to play small ball and keep putting AD at the 5.
Yeah, ain't no such thing.
The Lakers
huge difference when you guard him, motherfuckers. There's a huge difference.
It's a huge
difference.
When you guard other teams.
Y'all won in the bubble because he was dominant. When he's not dominant, you're not going to win.
We won in the bubble against the teams that they had in the paint. Defensively. We had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee patrolling the paint, and that man can chill and not have to bang against Jokic.
Watch this.
That's what happened.
The series, especially against Denver, they didn't even play Howard or McGee. They played AD at the 5. So
they played Howard early. They played Howard early.
They played Howard. The reason they won that.
They didn't even start him.
The reason they won that series because Dwight Howard played physical. Dwight Howard played physical on.
He played physical on Jokic. That's why,
right?
He started playing physical on Jokic.
But that's what it was, though.
Jokic got rattled.
Against Houston, when Houston tried the small ball shit, they said, "Yo, we gotta take our bigs out." They went with AD at the 5. Against Denver, against Denver, they started out AD at the 5. They put Howard in as a backup because they knew Jokic was the only big they had, and he was frustrating Jokic. It's all about knowing how to schematically use your roster, and they don't do it well. And there was too many moves done by the Lakers to appease what LeBron wanted, which was having another star with him. He didn't need Westbrook. I already said it. He wins better when he has role players, like he did with KCP and Danny Green. The two-man game between AD and LeBron was fine. He could have kept going with that. But
I think they got him as a safety blanket because what happened, what they saw was when LeBron goes down, he's not 100%. Ain't nobody else here as far as a guard or somebody as a lead
Russ
player
don't know
to do
how to play third wheel. Russ does not know how to play as the third guy.
The real issue with Russ is that he need to come off the fucking bench, but that's a whole nother discussion for another day. He need to come off the bench.
Why is Rondo on the bench? Why is Rondo on the bench?
Exactly.
Rondo on his way to Cleveland.
What?
Yeah,
Rondo is on his way to Cleveland.
He's the only one that knows how to get everybody the ball on that team. Why is he on the bench?
Because Ben Simmons on his way to LA.
Rondo on the bench because he not going to start over Russell because of the pride shit, and you can't play them both together. That's why you're on the bench. You're not going to start him over Russell, and you can't play them both together.
Russell is apple turnover. Get him out.
And Westbrook, neither one of them can shoot. They both got.
Ain't gonna make it to the playoffs. He ain't gonna make it to the playoffs in LA. Y'all should know that.
You know why? You know why? Because both of them chasing stats. They both chasing stats. It ain't gonna work. They both chasing stats. Brown want to be number one in all these categories. Russ still want to average triple-double. They both chasing stats.
I hope they don't send him to Philly for Ben Simmons. I think that's going to happen.
Ben Simmons is trash to me. I don't see why everybody's so affected with him.
He's a point guard that plays defense. He's a point guard that
plays defense. He plays defense. He plays defense, and he sets other motherfuckers up and he rebounds. He's 6'9". You can't coach a lot of that shit.
That's 5 at the end of the game.
Once again, I'm glad you said that about not coaching it because I watched this 6'9" nigga be fucking literally 2 feet away from the basket and try to make a pass to a nigga.
That's confidence.
Say it again.
That's confidence, brother.
Say it again, Sam.
But we told you that. But we told you that earlier about LeBron in Dallas, and you said it's a scheme. So what was Atlanta's scheme? What was their scheme? What was their great scheme?
Again, you're trying to correlate what happened to LeBron back then and make it seem like that's the same thing or similar to that. They didn't have the same game plan. They didn't go against the same plan. Those two things. Those are two separate entities, my brother. I don't
being a superstar and when it's time to show up.
Well, I guess, hey, that's narrative talk to me. That shit don't mean nothing when the ball get thrown in the air. Not
it does mean something. It does mean
nothing. It don't when you play the game. It don't mean shit. I don't give a fuck what you think your name is when the ball gets thrown in the air.
Can I ask you a question? This is personal. Have you ever been the best player on any team you played on?
No. I
was the shortest nigga on every team
I was playing.
You'll never understand.
Shortest nigga on every team I played on. That's irrelevant. All that is irrelevant. Is he relevant?
Jermaine,
is he relevant when you're playing basketball, bro? Because I ain't never been the best player on the team, but I went out there and outshined the best people that was on the other team, or best people that was on my team. That don't mean nothing. I ain't the best player on the team. But it's been moments where a nigga outshined the nigga that was on the other team that was the best player on the court. There's been moments where I have outshined the person that's on it. And when it does happen, you lose. JJ Barea, Jason Terry.
Jermaine,
when it happens.
You and her played together. He already told me your resume, so I know what it is. Nigga, Hurd had to show up every game, right? Regardless of what Milford did, he had to show up, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly. So anybody doing something, you see, the thing is this. I asked you that to not take a shot at you. What I'm saying is this. When you're that person, you don't get the luxury of saying, well, I'm just off. I didn't want to play. You have to show up every single game.
That's what
regardless of anything.
That's the thing, like showing up and having a bad game, two different things. Like he didn't even show up. Like he wasn't even aggressive. That's the thing. Like, you have a bad game.
It is.
You can have a bad game, but if you gonna have 8 points, it's because you went 4 for 25. Like at least he was aggressive. But he's like 4 for 10, maybe.
Wanted the nigga to be aggressive. He wasn't a shooter. What he was supposed to do?
Being a shooter, you gotta be aggressive though. Like even if you can't shoot, look at Greek. He know he can't shoot, and he still does. You gotta be aggressive.
He's aggressive. He's not just taking up space on the court. He ain't taking up space. You gotta figure out.
You are a professional. You are a professional.
The Greek freak is different than comparing him to LeBron James. This man is 7 feet tall.
Right.
He's 7 feet tall.
He can't shoot, but he's still shooting.
But what I'm saying, he's still dominant because he's getting downhill and killing. And the other team is not doing the correct things defensively to stop him.
Isn't that what LeBron was? Still is.
But what was the other team that he was playing against? Scheme. It can't just be all about what this person is going to do. It don't matter what you think you're going to do. If you get out here on this other court, and they are not allowing you to do that, it don't matter.
Yo, Jermaine.
Because what the media say you are, it don't matter.
Ed is big on schemes. The nigga Lou Williams, he summed it up correct. Remember when KD had that 50 burger against the Clippers? And Lou Williams said, this nigga's a special player. He's like, it could be whatever scheme, whatever, anything you
He's
try.
7 feet tall, he can shoot over anybody. He could be wide.
But that's the point. The point is this.
Why though? Because he's 7 feet tall and can shoot over anybody. That's why.
That's little man's complex. Y'all think all niggas under 6 feet think all little niggas. That's little man complex.
My brother, when you watching the game, my brother, when you watching the game, when the man gets to the elbow and he rises up to shoot the ball, who is contesting his shot? Nobody.
Doesn't matter.
Height don't got nothing to do with nothing. I had my man Shantae Rogers, 5'4".
Height was skilled.
And no matter what we tried to do or anybody tried to do in high school, college, overseas, there's nothing you can do to stop him. And he was 5'4". So height don't got shit to do with it. Don't say it's because of the height. If you can go, we can go, regardless.
That's what Lou Williams was saying. What was Lou saying? Lou was saying it didn't matter.
He said we did all kind of schemes. He was like, when you special, you special. LeBron is special. Them niggas is special. Greek is special.
What makes Kevin Durant special? What makes the person special? The fact that he's special because he's 7 feet tall and can shoot over anybody. That's what makes the nigga special. Yeah, he can dribble plenty.
Well, that's the same. That was the same.
7 feet tall.
That was the same 7 footer. He was still 7 foot in OKC when he went 10 for 32 for 2 games in a row. So I don't want to hear that just because he's tall. The nigga went 10 for 32.
He's missing.
And they lost a 3-1 lead.
Right, but I mean, he was still aggressive though. But he was still aggressive.
He was missing.
But he was aggressive though. You can't be not aggressive in the finals, and you're the greatest player on earth. You can't be not aggressive. Even if you're gonna miss, you gotta go out.
That man, what that man did, he linked into his motherfucking skills. He linked into what he had. I'm a shooter.
Yo, my high school coach.
He passed the buck to D Wade and said, "Hey, you do you." I'm
talking about Russ. I'm talking about KD. KD, I'm a shooter. That's what I do. I've been a shooter since I came in the league. When all else failed, I'm gonna this bitch.
He couldn't get down low. He couldn't get down low either. He couldn't get down low. He's this big. He couldn't get down low. I'm gonna tell you something. My high school coach told me. We was in practice one time, and we was talking about how Mike had a bad shooting game and everything. And my high school coach used to never really jump in our conversation because he would just be like, he was older, he understood stuff. He was just like, y'all go ahead. Yo, before practice started, this nigga told us. He said, Joe, Michael Jordan ain't never have a bad game a day in his life. And so we raised our hand. I was like, yo, coach, I watched him miss 25 shots. He was like, do you make every shot? He said, Joe, playing hard never has a bad game. Playing hard never has a bad game. I watched, play this. I don't care about KD missing. I don't care about LeBron missing. I don't care about Ben Simmons that you think is missing. But if you don't put towards the effort, I got a problem with that. I got a problem to that. If I'm looking at the TV saying, nigga, can you go get the ball? Be aggressive. Do something else. Get physical. You just sitting there like, yo, I'm just off. That's a weak excuse. That's a weak excuse. And I'm sorry, them niggas get held to the highest standard. We're not talking about THT. If THT go out there and miss 7 shots, Patty Mills ain't do shit tonight. Ain't nobody gonna say the Nets lost because Patty Mills didn't show up. He gets leeway because he's not that guy. He's not that guy. You know what I'm saying? That's all we saying. When you're that guy, you don't get leeway.
A lot of that going to the narratives. I don't get into all that, bro. What I get into is when the ball gets thrown in the motherfucking air, what you do. That's it. I don't care what you think you is, what the people say you is, or what they say you should be doing, or I should be this. I should be in the motherfucking military 10 years in. I ain't. It don't matter.
You've never been that guy, so you don't relate.
Nothing. That don't mean
does.
Nothing.
It means a lot.
It don't mean nothing. It really don't.
Expectation means something.
It really don't in the grand scheme of things. You can expect a lot of shit. If you don't perform, it don't matter.
No. We don't expect Taylor Heineke to win no Super Bowl. We expect Tom Brady to beat it. It's a difference. It's expectation. It means something. It means something. It means something.
That shit don't mean nothing to me, bro.
This is why I got an issue with Ravens fans. That's why I got an issue with Ravens fans.
That ball gets
y'all want to be nah.
You talking about the Ravens? What's our expectation? You can't have no expectations when 20% of the team on the IR.
I'm not talking about this season. We know, even I know that y'all missing a lot of players. What I'm saying is this.
Let me ask you a question, though, Ed.
I'm an underdog. No, it's not an underdog. You come on, you had an MVP quarterback.
Do you feel like Lamar Jackson? Do you feel like Lamar Jackson is an elite passer?
No. I don't think he's an elite passer. I don't think he's an elite passer. I think he's an elite player. I think he's an elite player. I don't think he's an elite passer.
He can make an easy read. In a pinch.
Lamar Jackson is the definition of a player who was athletic, and his athletic wowed the league for about 3 years, right? Now, when the game has slowed down, now he's getting exposed. Lamar Jackson can't.
I think the difference between
defense.
basketball and football. Football is the ultimate team sport. You feel me? If the ball.
But as a quarterback, you have to learn how to read defenses. You have to know how to throw.
You're wrong on that, Swole. And the reason why I say that, and this is why I didn't want to talk about football on this one tonight. But in the case of Lamar, their team is just straight depleted. The offensive line and the structure of what they were doing completely has changed ever since. And I'm gonna just give you some dirt sheet shit. Lamar been hurt since he did that back
in his route.
Lamar has been hurt since he did that back shit flip when he went to
that flip shit.
He has been hurt since then, but nobody's disclosing that. And when you get hurt, certain things happen, and that's the problem because he couldn't move. Notice he couldn't move after that like he was, right? He hasn't been moving out of the pocket. So that athleticism part, what you saying, that's still there. He's just legit hurt, and he's playing through it. And now
why he get hurt?
Don't make it no better.
Let me ask you a question, Greg.
When he did that,
how does your second and third string quarterback come in and move the ball more efficiently than your starting quarterback?
You know the difference?
Different game plans. Different game plans. Different defensive schemes against
those. They're managing the game and they're throwing it to their first read all the time.
1-2. He only doing 1 or 2. 1-2 run. 1-2 run. And the defense ain't got no goddamn tape on the motherfucker.
Tyler Huntley, the difference between Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley is taking what the defense is giving him. Lamar Jackson is always trying to play for the big play.
Because the defense ain't giving him shit. That's why. The defense only
is giving him everything underneath. The defense is giving Lamar Jackson everything underneath. It's okay to drop it off for 5 yards. You see all the great quarterbacks do it. Tom Brady do it all the time.
He's not even.
You're 100% right on that point.
He ain't even running the same offense. He's not even the same offense.
Hold up, no. I'm only going off of what you said, though, Swole. You said the league has caught up to Lamar Jackson and his athleticism. That's not true. He's just hurt.
Definitely not. And that line is trash. Your old line been trash all season. Your Pro Bowl left tackle, all pro left tackle.
Tyler Huntley against Green Bay scored 4 touchdowns. Didn't get sacked not one time.
Once again,
had no turnovers.
Tyler
and had no turnovers.
What was the defensive game plan? What was Green Bay's game plan? It wasn't the same as if they were playing against Lamar.
I was at that game. There was a bunch of throws that should have been picked off by the DBs from Green Bay when he was zeroing down Marquise Brown. He just hit his first read and the passes got there. Even Troy Aikman, and then when I watched the game when I got home, was like getting away with a couple of them because they are right there to be picked. He was throwing them right there. Sometimes the ball just bounced that way. But you're trying to make it seem like Huntley is a better quarterback and player
than Lamar
Jackson.
Just say y'all love Lamar. Just say y'all
he
love
reads his defenses.
I can't even say that.
Huntley is a more complete. Huntley is a more complete quarterback.
Lamar Jackson is Russell Westbrook. They the same person.
Huntley is a more complete quarterback than Lamar Jackson.
They're the same person. They're gonna give you a bunch of stats and they're gonna turn the ball over.
They both played against vanilla defenses, bro.
They're the same
If
person.
you think Tyler Huntley is a better quarterback overall than Lamar Jackson, I'll pay you to come into the BSN next year when you get proved wrong next year.
Listen.
How about that? I'll pay your team fee next year.
Can Lamar Jackson make all the throws?
I think he can. He just don't want to.
I never seen Lamar Jackson except for the one he made one back shoulder throw in all these years, and that was to Mark Andrews in the end zone.
Watch this. Swole. If you starting Tyler Huntley on a team for 17 games, right? 17 games, and then you got Lamar Jackson for 17 games. Who's gonna win more games for their team?
Lamar.
It depends on defense. It depends on defense.
And on that note, I'm not going to talk no more football with you today.
That's fine. That's
Y'all
fine.
crazy. If you think they played against the same defenses, Josh Johnson and Tyler Huntley was out there going against vanilla defenses. They ain't got no goddamn tape on the motherfucker. We don't know what the hell he going to do when he get out this bitch.
They going against what?
They wasn't playing the same. They wasn't going against the same type of defensive fronts that motherfucking Lamar was playing.
Are we ever going to win with Lamar? Are we ever going to win with Lamar? Yes or no?
Say it again, Coach.
Are we ever going to win with Lamar?
We can win with Lamar with a solid cast.
Not if he
everybody healthy.
I made a post a couple of actually 2 months ago about Lamar Jackson, and I actually compared him to Russell Westbrook. I said he's the NFL version of Russell Westbrook.
I said that a long time ago.
He's going to give you everything explosive. He's going to do everything. He give you them great stats and great highlights. But will it result in winning is the question. And what I said was you have to put enough talent and great coaching around him. That's the problem.
Football, though. You need that. You need that on any goddamn team. It ain't been one NFL team to win a championship that ain't have talent on all levels of the team.
Exactly. That's my point.
So let me ask you a question. Is it time to move on from Harbaugh?
Wait a minute, Swole. The Ravens are good enough, or the team is good enough to always make the playoffs or be in the hunt where they're not bad enough to get a top tier lottery picks to give them better talent. That's what's going on with the Ravens.
So is it time to move on from John Harbaugh?
It's messed up. I'm gonna say it like this. I think Harbaugh is a very good coach for what he does, for being here long, but I do think they might need a change. And sometimes you get stale. And if it gets stale, you might need to do something to spark something up here in Baltimore.
I say give him another
Byron
year.
Y'all need Byron Leftwich.
Give him another year of everybody healthy.
I feel like the Ravens need Rex Ryan.
I think if we get another year healthy, bring our corners back healthy, our healthy offensive line, Bateman another year in the system.
They're going to have one more year to make this work. If they don't, then I do think they're going to change up. Yeah. But Niece, what did you say? Because I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said they might need Byron Leftwich. They might need a black coach. And to
be honest with you, what you just said is kind of true. I think they need a more innovative, younger coach that's going to say, you know what, let's go and fix some of the things that's going on with Lamar Jackson. And that might be it. That might be it. I do think he tries for the big play too much.
I would be disgusted if my man came here. I would be disgusted if Brian wound up here.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you. I feel like I feel like if Lamar Jackson is not going to attempt to improve as a passer, we won't never win a Super Bowl.
I don't think he's not attempting to get better.
Lamar is Ben Simmons of the NFL.
The numbers don't even support what you're saying, brother. The numbers
at all.
Lamar is Ben Simmons of the NFL.
He's been improving every season.
The man is improving every season.
Listen, he throw in between. He throw in between the numbers really great.
And that's
he go outside the numbers none. So that's like not taking a jump shot in the NBA.
Yeah, that's like Russell Westbrook. He can't shoot, but he's gonna give you 25, 10, and 10. Like
right.
Lamar.
Yo, I'm trying to figure out with Russell Westbrook, when did he lose his mid-range jumper? This nigga used to just always pull up from the free throw line at OKC and make that shit. How did you lose that? He just lost that shit. Like completely. I'm like,
you know what it was? I'm gonna tell you what it was. He forgot that the motherfucking basketball don't weigh 250 plus pounds. He in the gym maxing the fuck out. That's why he in the goddamn gym maxing out. Now he throwing up bricks at the top of the damn backboard.
Nah, I honestly think Russ.
He lost his whole touch.
Russ trying to guide the ball in instead of shooting that motherfucker.
That's part of it.
He's always trying to guide the backboard bank shot. And just instead of just shooting that motherfucker, like it don't matter what part of the fucking inside the key is, he going for the backboard shot. Russ, that's not you, bro.
He lost his touch, bro. That's the problem.
That's not you. You got to shoot the motherfucker.
Russ is in a different environment.
He in his own head.
He in a different environment.
He in his own head like Lamar Jackson in his own head this year. Like he ain't want to run. No, motherfucker, that's what make you great. Run.
See, I don't think you heard anything I just said, bro.
Russ is shoot 5 air balls and keep shooting. He don't care. He ain't one of those players that quit his head.
He just don't know how to adjust his game. That's the problem.
I don't think
what kills me is John Harbaugh is a special teams coach. He's a special teams guy. We have the best fucking kicker in the game. And for the life of me, I don't know why you always going away from the best fucking kick in the game. 29 other teams would wish they had a fucking Justin Tucker.
Whoa.
The only time you want to rely on Justin Tucker is when we kick in 55 yards.
Because guess what, yo, hold up. I'm a Ravens fan, and I gotta say this shit. The Ravens are 8-7, but realistically, yo, let's be real. We got a lot of lucky breaks this year for us to get us.
For sure. We shouldn't even have 5 wins.
It took for the special teams coach to call on the greatest kicker ever to kick the longest field goal in history to win a football game against a team who was sorry as shit. It took a miracle strip by Oweh when a team like Kansas City was driving down the field to beat us. It took us 24-3 to come back to beat the Colts because they was beating the hell out of us. We've been getting lucky all year.
Absolutely.
And our luck ran out. That's all it
Absolutely.
is.
But so my question to you, the Cleveland game, right? Harbaugh say
he shouldn't have went for 2 or
he didn't trust the defense. The Browns didn't score in the second half.
Let me ask you this, because this is situation.
What part of the game what part of the game he was watching? The Browns didn't score in the second half.
Hold up, though.
That was more on the Browns than on our defense, though. They went away from what was working against our dumbasses. We can't stop the pass.
Right? Let me ask you this, right? Situational. You in Pittsburgh. You just lost your number 1 cornerback, and your secondary is all beat up. Your team goes down, and you score a touchdown, right? You go down and you score. Do you go out and say, you know what? I'm not kicking that field goal, or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and play for overtime? What do you do?
On the road,
you go for it.
I'm playing for overtime. On the road, you go for it. You go for the juggler on the road. You don't lose like that at home.
No, you kick the field goal.
You kick the field goal at home.
Pittsburgh wasn't killing us.
What I'm saying is you try to kill them. That's what I'm saying. I say you try to stick the fork in them on the road. If you lose like that,
Ben Roethlisberger wasn't killing us though, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He was killing us the whole motherfucking game. I don't know what game you was watching.
No, he wasn't killing us the whole game.
But Ben was killing us the whole game.
He was killing them when they motherfucking counted.
He killed us in the fourth quarter. Yes,
he killed us in the fourth quarter. He didn't kill us the whole game.
That's the part of the game that's the part of the game that matters. When you get to the fourth quarter and the game tight, all the first three quarters don't mean shit.
Again, he was killing us in the fourth quarter. He had just scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. So I'm giving him the ball back when my best cornerback just went down. I'm not doing it.
No way.
I'm gonna go for it. Now,
no way.
Against Green Bay, I'm kicking the extra point.
At home, you kick the extra point. You kick the extra point.
And the reason why I'm kicking the extra point is because I'm at home.
That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why you kick it at home. You kick it at home, on the road, you try to stick the fork in. And it's divisional game. Fuck.
The man lost his 4 games in a row. 4 games in a row.
Our secondary lost his 4 games in a row.
He lost his 4 games in a row by his time management and his decision making.
We got the worst secondary in the league, bro. That's why we lost them goddamn games. Our secondary is ass. And the dick otherwise is crazy. That's true too, but the people that's out there.
Look at our starting cornerbacks for this week. We're gonna have 3 guys starting that cornerback that wasn't even fucking drafted by the Ravens.
Listen what I'm saying to you. Out of what everything you saying, right? With all the injuries, right? The Ravens still only got blown out twice this year by the same fucking team. Twice.
That's got blown out twice. Why? Because bad matchup, they exposed our weak.
So when you saying that we got this, then we still make a way and still making it a game. You gotta
question because
I gotta rely on special teams. You gotta kick the field goal. You gotta kick the extra points.
So I'm gonna ask you this question because you can't even bring none of that back.
Yeah, I gotta get by.
So let me ask you this question real quick: Rams versus the Ravens, who win?
The Rams gonna win because they gonna Cooper Kupp us to death. Young, he's not gonna be able to do nothing with him on the slot.
Do we make the playoffs this year with the last game against Pittsburgh?
No.
So
we gonna win, but somebody gonna win over us, and we ain't gonna get in.
Last topic: if you the Ravens, do you sit Lamar for the rest of the year, or do you put him out there on Sunday?
I sit him for the rest of the year.
I like to thank everybody that came on. I appreciate y'all coming on here. This was great. We're gonna do this again.
Yes, sir,
bro. Do it again tomorrow, bro. Probably do it again tomorrow around 8 o'clock.
You gonna play Lamar for the rest
of the year?
You gonna play Lamar for the rest of the year?
No, I'm actually sitting him for the rest of the year because I know he hurt.
I'm sitting him because you're gonna play for the future. Like, is his contract year? You gonna play him for the future?
Yeah,
I think the Ravens are offering 4 years, 160.
That ain't enough, though.
Listen, bro. What's his leverage?
What's his leverage? He's the only unanimous MVP all time on a rookie deal.
Bro, that don't mean shit. You got one playoff win.
Okay.
You got your contract year. Your contract year you played average.
No, his contract year he got hurt. There's a difference.
His contract year he played average.
Yeah, he got hurt, bro.
His contract year he played average.
He was in the MVP running before he got hurt.
His contract year he played average.
That's terrible to say that though, Swole.
The turnovers, bro. Like we going by what we say everything about the Dak Prescott thing, right? The Dak Prescott thing and all that.
Does he deserve more money than Dak Prescott?
No, he don't deserve more money than Dak Prescott.
What? But he's won more than Dak Prescott. But he don't deserve more than Dak Prescott.
No, he don't.
How many playoff wins do Dak Prescott got?
1.
But you just say he don't deserve more than Dak Prescott.
No.
Okay, Swole.
He can't make all the throws. You gonna give a person $200 million who can't make all the throws?
Whoa.
I don't give a fuck what receiver you give him out there. You give him DeAndre Hopkins. If he can't make the throw, what are you gonna do? He's still throwing shit in the dirt. Motherfucking receivers getting the shit out the dirt. He ain't putting it on their numbers. He not throwing them open.
And I can't agree with that one, bro.
What receiver have he thrown open?
You just don't like.
No, I like Lamar Jackson, but I'm being a realist. I'm a football fan. Like, what player do he throw open? He don't throw no. How come our backup quarterback come in a game and Bateman get his first 100-yard game?
I like that point. I agree with you. But I also say this. He throws the ball he's a more accurate thrower than Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson is a better natural football player than
he's a more natural athlete than Tyler Huntley.
He is. But to say that, I'm gonna pick Huntley over
Lamar Jackson is great with his legs. He's above average with his arm.
Okay.
So you put that together, you get good.
Lamar Jackson is elite with his legs, and he's average with his arm. That means you get above average, which means you're great.
So
that's how I'm looking at it.
You give him $200 million?
Who, Lamar?
Or do you franchise tag him and tell him?
No, I wouldn't. I would never franchise tag any quarterback. For me, if it was me, I would say, look, I'm going to give you a short-term big deal. And when I say a short-term big deal, I'd probably give him in the range of like, yo, we're going to give you 4 years at every year. I would probably say 39 a year. Because
that's why I said 4 years, 160.
Yeah, because Dak got he got 37 a year, if I'm not mistaken.
But he making 75 this year.
Yeah, but they front loaded his deal because he got hurt.
Right.
For me, I would be like, yo, I'm not going to front load your deal. I'm going to space your money to the back end of the deal because that's still team friendly to be able to get you other pieces to come into the building.
Right.
But I don't know how Lamar people want to do it because Lamar people might say, I want all my money now. You get what I'm saying? That's the dilemma that you're dealing with. Because if Lamar people like, yo, I want all my cash and I want it right now, what you gonna do? You're going to fuck with it because now if you don't, he can walk and now you ain't got no quarterback. Because I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what you saying about Huntley. He ain't better than Lamar.
He's not better than Lamar. He's better passer than Lamar, but with some tools and stuff like that, you can develop a Huntley into a solid quarterback. Yes, you can.
Yeah, but that goes into what we were just talking about. That coaching staff doesn't have another
because Greg Roman don't look so bad right now with these two backup quarterbacks coming in, moving the offenses. With
2 different game plans going on.
Yeah, but he is more. He calling more friendly passes to people who can make the throws. He don't call that for Lamar because he's not confident in Lamar making the throws.
Okay. Well, I like that good point. That's a good point. But I'm going to get back on here again tomorrow. I'm going to start doing these 2 a week, man.
All right, bro.